time. I hope I get to move in your neighborhood someday. The problem is when I move in, y'all move away. Come on up with some coke and some smoke. You bring the stash, cause Robinson broke. Will you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? I am still your neighbor.
Hello, welcome again to MonStar's Sports and Entertainment. We are here and we are doing another installment of Mr. MonStar's Neighborhood. Yeah. All right. Put you over there.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? It is Sean here. We're hanging out. It's a beautiful day in our neighborhood. It is sunny out. There's not a cloud in the sky. Look at that. Not a cloud.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful. Our window's open. How the hell is everybody doing? We are here to poop up, fling open the door, fling it open with our, it's like a, what's that, Step Brothers? Yeah. Hi, everybody. We're here to fuck shit up. And you flip on the door. That's us right now. That's us in our tux.
You're like, we're gonna mess stuff up, and then all of a sudden you're like, we're gonna, and then you just went right
I'm gonna drop the F-bombs. It's gonna happen. Welcome, everybody. I am in a mood. Welcome. How's everybody doing? What's up? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing during this whole COVID thing, COVID-19, crap on a bunwidge? Let's face it.
Global pandemic.
Global meh. It's officially a global meh. How's everybody doing it? What's going on? Like, seriously, how's everybody doing in the chat? Let me know. I want to know. Smash that thumbs up button on your way in. Hit the bell for notification. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate. Share this out because I don't know where I'm headed. This is like, well, we sort of do. We have sort of an agenda there, but anything could happen because this is Mr. Monster's Neighborhood. Anything can happen at any time. So we're just here to hang out, have some fun, blow off some freaking steam. That's why I'm here right now. Seriously, so much on my mind, so much to say, so much funny things to say. And I hope you guys all have a good time. I hope you guys enjoy the show. How you doing, Damien? Blaze Radio's in the house. Who am I missing? Wally in the house.
Wally.
You're my boy!
Thank you, sir.
There you go. You got a shout out. Blue, you're my boy. Look
We
at
have
that.
to do 3 now.
You're my boy!
Thank you, sir.
And now one more. Gotta get one for
You're
Wally.
my boy!
Oh, look at those
Thank you,
shout outs
sir.
happening.
There we go. Woohoo.
Thank you, sir. I love it. Thank you, sir. That's amazeballs. Come on, let's face it. Yeah. So, what's been going on in our little homestead? Fill them all in. No holds barred. I don't care. Let it all hang out here. Let all of our dirty laundry flow. I don't care. Tell everybody like what's been going on and
Well,
start with anything. I don't care. Let's see where this takes us.
we
haven't killed each other. Well, first of all, we haven't killed each other yet.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's like bonus right there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's face it.
We've been watching Breaking Bad.
I've been watching that crap out of Breaking Bad.
I've been watching it too.
We're on season 3 again.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I can't stop watching it. Fantastic show, highly recommend.
I want to start a segment now called Baking Bad. What do you think of that?
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Baking Bad. And I'll like come out like with a shaved head and a goatee. And instead of like the meth, I'll come out with like peanut brittle, blue peanut brittle or blue peanut brittle.
The thing though. So, I have also been making this like the vanilla frappe from Starbucks.
And I've been getting the little bit of leftovers. I'm not mad at it. But to me, what she's about to describe is like a welfare vanilla milkshake. That's where I'm at. It's a welfare vanilla milkshake.
It's 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of milk, 2 cups of ice, a 1/3 cup of sugar, and about 1/4 to 1/2 a teaspoon of vanilla.
And at least 3 drops of clown tears.
Clown tears?
Yeah, really bad clown tears that got fired from a circus.
That's a... You weren't supposed to say the special ingredient.
The clown tears?
Yeah, that's the special ingredient.
Good God.
That's a little ingredient. That's my secret. It's my secret recipe.
There you go. Yeah, Breaking
But,
Bad's
yeah.
been happening. Tell them a bit about the Tiger King.
Where
to
do
even
I
start? Well, let's start. Let's do it. Let's go down that dark path.
Without spoiling anything.
Well, screw them. We're spoiling Tiger King. If you guys haven't seen Tiger King, get the hell out.
Okay, so... oh, jeez. Okay, so... Spoiler alert. Beforehand. There's going to be some spoilers for Tiger King here.
Yeah, get the hell out if you don't want to.
So... But anyways... It's basically about these different... I guess, sanctuaries, quotations, air quotes, for exotic animals. So there's a guy named Joe Exotic. There's a girl named Carol Baskin, who's a whole different...
That bitch, Carol Baskin. There you go for everybody.
Yes.
That bitch, Carol Baskin. She's ruining everybody's life.
That's Joe Exotic, talking about Carol Baskin. And then there's another guy... Doc, I'll call him. And so basically, let's start off here. Carol had a first husband.
Carol frickin' Baskin.
Had a first husband. First husband didn't work out with him. Second husband comes along, and there was apparently...
Yeah, but let's rewind a bit. The first husband knew something was off with the bitch. Am I wrong?
No.
She was like, "Oh my God, there's something wrong with this bitch. I don't feel safe." Am I wrong? Didn't it come out that... It came out that he was afraid for his freaking life and stuff.
Yeah, he wanted to get a restraining order.
Yeah, well, there you go.
But-
Okay, continue.
So the second husband, Don, I believe his name was, and he was speculating to have been having an affair with like somebody in Costa Rica. There's different speculations of affairs with different women, stuff like that, and apparently he was thinking, rumoredly, he was thinking of divorcing her, and then he said that he went to... So, like, she loaded up the trucks for him, and he was going to Costa Rica. Quote,
Costa Rica, right.
Early
He went
in
to
the
Costa
morning.
Rica, and then they did the old...
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to finish this.
Oh, this is beautiful.
So then,
I hope you don't forget this part.
that is the last that they seen of him. And Dawn had a friend.
Okay, but...
So wait.
No, I have to add this part, because that's the last you've seen of him. They added the old, let's leave his vehicle at the airport gimmick.
Yeah.
Which is totally, like...
I was getting to that.
Is that not suspicious?
Yeah, I was going to get to that. But basically, this Dawn guy was going to leave early.
You're not wrong,
as
Blaze. He's basically
Carol said.
Joe Dirt 2.0. You're right.
And, now I forget where I was going. There was like a part that I was going to add in. Oh, darn it. Anyways, so he goes, the van is left at the airport. He goes off to Costa Rica, supposedly, but then he just disappears. No one hears from him. Nobody knows what's going on. There's no body. There's nothing. So it's like, what happened to this guy? Now, Carol finds out that... Okay, so in Dawn's will, it says...
He became cat food, let's face it.
Wait. So in Dawn's will, it said, in case of a death or disappearance, which is something that the guy has never heard about.
Well, no, not the guy. The specific lawyer.
The lawyer.
Has never heard in his history of being a lawyer, and it's like 30 plus years, wasn't it 30 plus years?
I think so.
That never in a will was it added in case of disappearance. So she threw that in there. Convenient timing. Continue.
So then it was like, oh, okay, so in case of a disappearance. So now Don was a multimillionaire. He had so much money, met Carol, right? And so also how Don and Carol met was Carol got in an argument with her first husband, had to throw something at him, ran out the door, and she was just walking to clear her head, and apparently Don came up in his vehicle, and she said, no, go away. He came around again with the gun in his passenger seat and said, you can put this gun to my head if you want to. I just need somebody to talk to. So Carol got in the vehicle with him, and that's how they met. And then, so Don disappears. Nobody knows what happened to him. People don't know what the heck is going on here. And so Carol has to wait to get Don's money. Has to wait 5 years before she could claim his money because that was in the will.
Well, no,
So-
it's also insurance reasons.
Yeah.
Probably like that's a thing. You can't be like legally dead till a certain amount of time passes.
Right. And Carol accepted the money 5 years and 1 day.
Well, who
To the
won?
date.
Okay,
So-
but give her this much. Who wouldn't?
But
I
who
wouldn't wait
wouldn't?
another day. I'll give her that little tiny bit.
Right. So she waited the 5 years, got the money as soon as the 5 years was up, got the money.
That bitch
whatever.
Carol Baskin.
So then Carol says in the docuseries, she says,
That's a big word, docuseries.
yeah. She said,
Damn.
if you wanted a tiger to eat somebody, this is basically what she said. If you wanted a tiger to eat somebody, you would drench them in sardine oil and something that the tiger would actually want to eat, not just drool on. Because Joe was like, oh, somebody put something in my shoe or rubbed something on my shoe, so then the tiger would attack me.
So
whatever,
that's basically a
on
been
the
there,
side.
done it scenario. Like, hello.
So it's like,
Yeah,
that's kind of
she's
weird
Probably admitting.
that you said sardine oil, not to.
Yeah, that's like totally giving up her
But
her cards there.
now she has another husband. And
Do you guys see that
Sound like my old
that Carol
picture.
freaking Baskin smirk? She has this little fucking smirk, and I said fucking. I'm gonna say fucking again. Fucking. If you guys don't like the F-bomb, please eliminate yourself from my stream. I'm in a mood. Deal with it. Suck it up, buttercups. You ever see her little freaking smirk? She has this little smirk going on that she's done something. Am I wrong?
she seems like suspicious.
Well, submissive.
Suspicious.
She tapped out. She submitted. So that happened.
Submitted. But so all this is going on with her. So that this dude, Doc, we'll call him.
Oh,
He has-
Amy showed up as soon as I'm dropping fucking fucking bombs. Welcome
Hello,
to the
Amy.
fucking stream, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
I'm in a mood. Boom,
So-
shakalaka.
Then this Doc dude.
We're talking about Carol freaking Baskin. That's why I'm all like sorts of pumped up.
So there's this Doc dude who has presumably has several wives, which he denies. He said, I don't have several wives. I have multiple girlfriends.
Oh, multiple girlfriends. Let's go with that. Yeah, okay.
So
Right.
he has another sanctuary, and this girl comes in and she's like, yeah, he was like, basically, if you want to get to the top here, you're gonna have to sleep with me and stuff like that. This one girl that no longer works for him, and there's just shady stuff going on there. There would be an animal, and then he'd say, oh, I can take care of it. The animal would all of a sudden disappear the next day. Nobody knows what happens to the animal.
And I blame this
bodies.
stream all on Carol fucking Baskin. Saying
Whatever's
that.
going on.
The bitch. She's a bitch.
And then, so now let's go over to Joe Exotic, the gun-slinging, homosexual tiger guy that is crazy. But, so let's start off with the beginning here. Joe Exotic, 3 husbands. Oh, Joe Exotic, 2 husbands, sorry. Joe Exotic...
No, but here's the thing.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
So Joe Exotic
There's
had
another husband.
2 husbands. The 3rd husband came in after the other 2, right?
No, there was a husband. It came out on the hidden information. There was a husband before other husbands.
Oh.
Yes, you did not know that.
I did not know that.
Boom! Shakalaka.
So he had
Mind
2
blown.
husbands.
There you go.
There's this one dude who looked like a hillbilly Batista, and this other dude named
Hillbilly
Travis.
Batista. Look it up, people. Hillbilly Batista. Oh my god.
And so these 2 men were straight, but they were able to get drugs from Joe because Joe had the money. Joe would supply them. So basically, what would happen is Joe would be supplying like marijuana and stuff like that to this kid Travis, who was 19 years old. And Joe Exotic was like in his 50s.
Watch, this is gonna be the Tiger King stream. We're not even gonna have time for anything else.
So basically all this stuff's going on. They get married. They're in love and all this other stuff. Also, side note, Joe Exotic has a Prince Albert piercing. If you don't know what that is, it's in the downstairs area, let's just say that. It's called a Prince Albert piercing. You can look it up if you want, but just know that you're never going to be the same again. But, so he has one of those, and he's like, yeah, I just put, like, a little padlock on it. And I'm like, why would you put a padlock on your Prince Albert? Anyways, I don't know what the relevance of that was, but it's just showing you this guy. But, anyways, so what goes on is he has this guy, this transgender male who works for him. So he's just trying to feed the tigers. He reaches his hand through the cage, and the tiger bites his arm off. So Staff is here. This guy's here, no arm. And Joe Exotic goes into the gift shop and says, yeah, a tiger just mauled one of the staff's arm off. Do you guys want a discount?
I hate when that happens. What kind of discount? You get the gooey arm?
I don't know.
Beat him with the end of the gooey arm discount? How does that work?
But got a discount. He's like, do you guys want a discount because somebody just got their arm ripped off?
I just want a t-shirt at that point.
And everyone at the gift store is like, oh my gosh. It's like, oh, what? But, so, all this stuff starts going down.
Prince Albert, you're right.
Joe Exotic hates Carol Baskin, sends her death threats, all this other stuff, makes all these videos online. You could find them on her shooting a doll, like a blow-up doll, in the head and being like, this is what's gonna happen to you, Carol, mama. So Carol's like, oh my gosh. And so there's speculation that Joe was going to basically assassinate her. Basically be like, I'm gonna kill Carol Baskin.
Don't mind me, I'm just sitting back reliving this all with her because this is all like true and amazing. Hashtag amazeballs. Amazeballs.
So stuff that's going on. There's sketchy stuff going on. People are saying that Joe Exotic was having sex with the tigers and stuff like that, and I was like, what the heck? Like, bestiality.
I saw this funny thing on there's a meme about what's that name of the ice cream place in the States? We don't have it.
Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins. And they're like, Baskin Robbins, we have no relation with Carol Baskin.
Oh my gosh.
But then I'm like, well, if I went there, what kind of flavor would I have? Of course, I'd have Tiger Paw. Tiger Paw flavor.
Not
Come
wrong.
on.
It's pretty good.
With the orange and black licorice. Anybody have Tiger Paw ice cream out there when you're younger? Or do Americans even know what the hell Tiger Paw? Do you guys know what Tiger Paw ice cream is? The flavor?
Hey Abdul, how's it going, Abdul? Oh.
Abdul, we're
Hold
off
on.
the chains here. Brace
Hold
yourself,
on.
dude.
I missed like two or three people.
Sorry.
So,
Amy gets one.
Oh, of course Amy gets
Amy,
one.
this is for Amy, Abdul, Wally. This is at least three.
I already got Wally.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. I didn't even turn up my volume. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Oh, you're my boy!
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're my boy!
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're my boy!
Thank you, sir.
there you go. But, so, this stuff's going on. And then this hillbilly Batista dude gets the secretary, I believe it was, the girl secretary, pregnant, and then they go off. He gets a divorce from Joe. He had a tattoo above his member tattooed property of Joe Exotic.
Did you say member?
Yes.
How did I miss that part?
His wiener.
He got his wiener tattooed.
No, it's above it.
Oh, well.
On his lower stomach, but above his thing, and it says property of Joe Exotic, but he's
Well, he
since then got that covered up.
He got it above his wiener. It's all good.
So, all this crazy stuff's going on. No, like, everybody's like, what the heck? Joe Exotic, also had this guy, Travis. Travis would go around the park and, like, point guns at people and stuff like that. And there was this one dude who was Joe Exotic's campaign manager because Joe Exotic ran for governor of Florida. Governor of Florida?
Baptista.
Did he run for governor of Florida, or did he run
No,
for the mayor?
he's from Oklahoma.
He's from Oklahoma.
Yeah, the Tampa. Only weirdos are from Tampa Bay, Florida. Carol frickin' Baskin and other people I know. Cough.
But yeah. So this dude was his campaign manager, Joe Exotic's campaign manager, and he always told Travis, "Don't point a gun at me." And then Travis pointed the gun at him and he said, "You know this won't fire without a clip." I don't know what that is. I live in Canada. I don't.
You know what a clip is?
I have no idea what a clip is.
A clip is where all your bullets store. Even I'm from Canada. I know what a clip is.
I don't know what that is.
But I'm gangster, so there's that. Am I not like a couple killings short of being Tony Soprano?
Yeah.
I'm pretty close. Tell me I'm not part Tony.
So then Travis says, "It won't fire without a clip." Travis puts the gun to his head, and they're ruling it an accidental death, an accidental suicide, because then the gun fired. So then that was just awful for Joe, and they're saying that Joe was not the same since Travis's death. But then there was this dude who was like a maintenance guy, who murdered people before, and was like, okay. Apparently Joe said to him, you're gonna go kill Carol Baskin because Carol Baskin goes on this bike trail alone.
This is the funny part. We haven't even got into the rest of the agenda. We're still on. This is like the Tiger King stream. This is amazing. I'm all into it.
Then he's like, okay, so she goes on this bike path alone to ride her bike. You can get a good vantage point and you can kill her from there.
I mean, just said drugs. Drugs, all of them involved
yeah,
drugs. Yeah,
they were
totally
involved with drugs.
Big time drugs.
And so, there's an animal rescue commercial on TV. So then whatever, the guy didn't go through with it, whatever happened. So then Joe ended up getting in trouble.
Danny DeVito. Yeah.
So Joe Exotic got into trouble. And this dude, what the frick's the dude's name that took over GW Rescue?
Amy, do you remember the guy that took over? Two people took over, so I get confused.
Ooh, guess who's here? Lucia.
Lucia's in the house. This is for you.
Hold on, this is
Holla.
for you.
Oh, you're my boy!
Thank you, sir.
There you go.
No, she gets two.
Okay.
It's Lucia.
Boy!
Thank you, sir.
There you go. So, all this, we're talking about Tiger King, by the way.
Have you seen Tiger King, Lucia?
So all this stuff's going down. In the end, there's also a fire in his workshop that he had. And then there's like a speculation that Joe either hired somebody to do it or did it himself. to make it seem like, oh, it was Carol Baskin, like, hired somebody to come do this and whatever. So, Joe Exotic, he goes to jail. I think he was charged with attempted manslaughter, like attempted homicide. And something to do with the, like, cruelty of cats or something like that. But there's different stories from different people's ends of what was going on, of what happened, of all this other stuff. And there's a guy who came in and he heard about Joe Exotic and he was like, this sounds perfect for a series. So he started making videos and stuff like that. And he said, I wish I never met Joe Exotic, even though he's made so much money on the series.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. That bitch, Carol frickin' Baskin.
Yes.
Gotta say that. Okay.
But, so there's all this stuff going on. There's conspiracy, murder, mystery, mayhem, as it says in the title. Lucia! Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We need to have...
Lucia. Seriously. No, you, the legend, Lucia. If you guys haven't checked out Lucia D, please do so. Because she had sloppy Saturdays. She had me up to the first half. The first half, she lost me. Well, it was late at night. 3 hours difference because she's in Cali.
Oh.
We're in the middle of Canada. We're in Ontario, Northern Ontario, Canada. And she is in Cali. So, yeah, big difference. Anyway, it was really funny, her stream. The stream on Friday, she had me hooked. She's amazing. If you guys don't have Lucia D, please go check her out. Go check out AMYAMOR. Go check out Blaze Radio, my peeps in the house. Lucia.
This is for Lucia.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
You're blue.
And now, boom, shakalaka.
Blue, you're my boy.
You're officially in blue. That's amazeballs.
Thank you so much, Lucia. Very much appreciate it.
You're freaking amazeballs. I appreciate you, and I'm humbled as fuck. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, so like with Tiger King, there's all this stuff going on. Different people are fighting with other people, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, the stuff that goes on. FBI gets involved. This one dude was like a friggin', wasn't he like a FBI informant, do they call them? What are they called?
Yeah, FBI informant, yeah.
FBI informant dude. Like, all this crazy stuff just goes on and happens, and it's insane. It's crazy. And then, after Travis passed away, not too long afterwards, Joe Exotic got another husband, and they are still currently married, even though that Joe is in jail. The case has been reopened, and apparently somebody asked if Trump can do a presidential pardoning.
Sean, what do they do now? Humble what? What does ASF mean? I don't know. What is ASF? As fuck?
Yeah.
As fuck?
Yeah.
As fuck, really? I got a funny feeling this isn't going to be monetized. Fuck.
No.
Fucking shit, this won't be fucking...
We were all long past
this
that, like,
so
2
won't be
minutes
fucking
in.
monetized? Jesus, fuck. What am I going to do? Amy! This is Amy's fault.
So, yeah, all this crazy stuff is going on. So, yeah, I recommend watching The Tiger King. The Tiger King is pretty good. It's quality entertainment. It's a roller coaster ride of a show. You feel so many different emotions, and by the end of it, you feel violated, but yet at the same time, you're like, I don't know, it's weird.
Violated and satisfied. I'm down for that
At
action.
the same time.
I am down. Anytime you want to violate me and satisfy me at the same time.
Oh my.
Ladies, take note in the chat. Yeah, I'm down. My poor daughter had to hear that, so that happened.
We're off the rails today, as you can tell. Hello, Rice.
So
how's it going, Rice? What's going on?
Olivia! Oh my god. Okay, now I'm really embarrassed because Olivia's like... Olivia's in the chat. Damn. Hi, Olivia.
Hold on, I gotta do the... Hold on.
My boy!
Here you go.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
There you go. It's for Olivia.
Rice isn't... What? Rice?
Rice.
Where's Rice?
Rice is in the chat.
Rice is here?
Rice 320.
Wow. You guys you guys really like the real true monster, don't you?
We're off the rails.
It's alive! It's alive!
Absolutely
I
off
am
the
a
rails.
crazy mofo. Welcome.
VP? How
I
you
am
doing,
from
VP?
Ontario, Canada. If you guys don't know where that is, go look it up. Northern Ontario, Canada. This is where you get a little crazy. This is day. I don't even know what the fuck I'm at anymore.
VP's in the chat.
VP, I appreciate you. Olivia is here. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You're making a grown man blush. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you all. Olivia must have shared us out. Lucia. Did Lucia share?
Oh, yes. Rice and VP's in the chat. Thank you for reminding me, Lucia.
So, but if it wasn't for Lucia, because this is
Hold
long,
on.
this isn't long being not monetized. So if it wasn't for Lucia, we would have made a penny on this stream.
Facts.
So,
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
That's for VP.
Oh,
And
you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
that's for Rice. Blue, you my boy. Blaze, I have to agree with you. My dad is a big softie. He looks like a grizzly bear.
damn it.
He looks like a grizzly bear, and he can be a grizzly bear. But you know what? Once you get to know him, he's just precious.
You guys think I'm a softie?
I'm okay.
Okay. Wait, my kid is like right on here, live on air, ruining my street cred. I'm trying to build street cred here. There's ladies in the chat I'm trying to impress, and you're like doing the opposite. Like I'm trying to have this tough man thing going on, and you're like ruining it for me.
So
No, you're supposed to be. You're my daughter. You're supposed to be my wing woman. You're my wing woman, and you're throwing me under the bus with I'm a softie.
girls like softies.
Yeah, right.
So I'm gonna tell you guys something.
This
My
is
dad.
bullshit.
Wait, let me talk.
This is bullshit.
My dad is a very, very
What is- wait, no, no.
appreciative person.
No, wait a minute. Is this like you're turning this into?
I'm gonna tell you guys something. My dad.
What is
Whoa,
it?
that was me.
What is it? Swipe left. What is that? Tinder. She's turning this into Tinder.
Wait.
Are you like pimping me out?
No, wait.
My daughter's pimping me out on my
I'm
own
not.
stream. I'm getting
So-
pimped.
Basically, my dad is a very appreciative person of what he has. I will go to Tim Hortons and I will bring him back like a freaking $5 cruller, and he is so happy. Like he is just so happy. He's like, yes, I'm so happy about this. Literally tonight.
Rice.
What are we having for dinner
Listen to
tonight?
you, Rice.
What are we having for dinner tonight?
Well, I planned. Now I'm not making you anything, cause
I
like,
can make it myself. So
damn it,
you taught me. So
it's my fault for teaching her. How old were you when I started teaching you?
since I can basically.
Stand. Stand on a chair beside me. Since you were 4 years old, you've been.
You were
beside me.
reading me freaking like cooking manuals when I was trying to sleep when I was a baby, probably. Being like, so this is what mirepoix means, this is that.
I'm not against baby that has back at all. I'm just saying, throwing that out there.
Do you think she killed her husband? Asks Abdul.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Well, if you poll people, it's 50-50. I'm all about that bitch Carol freaking Baskin. Killed her. Killed him. Sorry.
I wouldn't be scared. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be scared. Wouldn't be surprised.
Does anybody else think I'm a softie? Really? Really? This is embarrassing. I'm like embarrassed now. You like totally embarrassed me.
I'm being honest with you. I'm like surprised that the Super Bowl one's still up. Our Super Bowl live stream. Oh my gosh, we got rowdy.
That's not even close to this.
That was rowdy.
This is like way gone.
It was crazy.
This is off the freaking chains. Firestar, welcome.
Hello, Cassandra.
Firestar, Firestar, you get the welcome. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you all. Let's go through the chat quickly.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
Oh, my volume.
Share
is
me
up.
out
Hold on.
where you can. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
Blue, you my boy.
Lucia D. Abdul Rice 320. I appreciate you, even though I'm thrown under the bus. And AMYAMOR Lucia, VP, Blaze Radio, Ladies, Sean's harem. I have a harem. Who knew? I don't know about that.
Von D Gaming, Uncle Rob, Archer. Hold up.
I missed
Hold
Rob.
on.
Is Alejandro Roberto Rodriguez in the chat? Rob?
Speaking of the Super Bowl stream, hold on. We gotta do 3 here.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir. Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir. Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
Oh my gosh. We're like almost an
Oh,
hour
Archer gets
into
one.
the stream.
Archer's in here. We're in an hour into the stream. We haven't even started
Yeah,
our topics.
I did Archer,
Oh, you did Archer. Okay, we're good.
VP, and Uncle Rob. I did one for Firestar earlier, Cassandra.
Yeah.
Hello, all 9 of you in the chat, by the way. Thank you. Hold on. Thank you for joining us. And if
no,
don't forget
wait.
to smash that thumbs up button.
No, do something. You're gonna go. We're gonna
Oh,
put
I just spilled water everywhere.
cat water all over.
We're gonna pretend that didn't happen.
That's for free. Okay, quickly for
Oh, my butt.
everybody in the chat that
My butt's
doesn't know
all
what the
wet.
hell's going on here. Welcome everybody to MonStar's Sports ASMR. Okay, go. Give them some ASMR action.
Oh no! I got water all on my nose.
That's what she said.
Okay, how is that what she said?
I don't know. Just go with it. Let's go with it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MonStar's Sports and Entertainment ASMR. We're gonna be playing with a bottle here. Let's go. That's very nice. I very much like that sound.
Okay, it's my turn. I gotta do it for the ladies.
Oh no.
For the ladies.
Okay, I apologize in advance.
I gotta. This is especially for the ladies, right?
You have to whisper a lot because it's very sensitive.
It's very sensitive. That's what she said.
Stop.
She said it's.
Stop.
She said it's very sensitive.
Stop.
So that's what happened. Hello, everybody. Welcome to MonStar's Sports and Entertainment. I appreciate you all. Hello, all the ladies in the chat. I'm trying not to laugh as I do this. So, here. Clockwise or counterclockwise? Olivia always said to always go clockwise. So I'm going clockwise. There you go. That's for you.
I hate the sound of people whispering. I hate the sound of people whispering. I hate it. It's so bad.
That was my first ASMR, and that was for the ladies in the chat. I hope you all enjoyed it, because I know I probably enjoyed it way more than you ever will.
Wait.
I at least I'm honest. I know I enjoyed
Wait.
that better more than they did.
Y'all want some
I
real
did. I
ASMR?
know I
We're
did.
off the rails, by the way.
I know I enjoyed that way more.
Wait. That's the ice in my glass. I'm gonna take a big sip now. Ah, very good, very nutritious. It's
Did you say
Coca-Cola.
nutritious?
It's Coca-Cola. It's not nutritious one bit. That's a whole lot of sugar, but it's okay.
You know me, I'm keeping it real. I know I enjoyed that way more than they did, but
I
it's all
almost
good.
said a little sugar never hurt anybody. It's like, no, it did. No, it did. A little bit of sugar did hurt.
all the ladies,
hurt
all the ladies in the chat for some of my sugar.
Oh my gosh, 12 of you in the chat. Oh my goodness.
You're amazing. We got 12
Y'all
people. How
are
pathetic! How
amazeballs.
pathetic's this channel that we're excited that we have 12 people in our chat. That's beyond like pathetic.
Also, the funniest part is we haven't gotten to like any topics, and it's already been like almost an hour. Hello.
These two are crackheads.
Okay, like low key though. We got that energy going on. Crackhead energy.
We are. Oh, now there you go. Now you scared 2 away. Now we're down to 10. I blame you for everything,
Now we're back up to 11 though.
bro.
We're off the rails.
Olivia liked the nutritious.
Oh my god, it's very nutritious. It's Coca-Cola.
It's
not
Coca-Cola. Coke. Everybody knows Coke's nutritious.
Also,
right?
Lucia, hello. I don't know if I've ever actually like.
Oh, Lucia, you're
Hi.
making a grown man blush, even though I know you're full of shit. But I'll go with it. Thank you. I
But
appreciate that.
Lucia, if you're like, oh wow, his daughter's kind of crazy. He raised me, so
Yeah, hello.
he's been around since I popped out.
I was there when you popped out.
I don't know what's a better way to say it.
Speaking of, I was there when you popped out. It was like a football. I just went, and I caught you.
I was opening a jar of pickles the other day, and I was like, imagine if that's the sound.
Well, that was the sound you made when you came out of your mom's. Yeah. And I caught you. It was like a football. I was like, hut, hut. I called the, 83, 82, Indianapolis, hut, hut. And that's what happened.
I absolutely
caught you.
love that Doritos commercial where the baby's following the Dorito on the ultrasound, and then the mom grabs it and throws it in front of her, and then she goes, ah, and then the baby, flies out.
Well, I caught you, so.
Or there's that one commercial that's really weird where the baby flies out.
Okay, no,
wait,
don't ruin it for me.
What?
I'm trying to get my street cred back. There's women in the chat.
No.
I didn't cut her umbilical cord. I ripped it with my teeth.
No. Ew.
What? Isn't that impressive? I think that's impressive, personally. Isn't that not impressive? I ripped the umbilical cord with my teeth.
I totally forgot that you... Oh, right. Yeah, you
Just
did.
go with it. Thank you. Good God.
Oh, yeah. At least she wasn't a basketball. Olivia.
What did Olivia
That got
say?
dark real quick.
What did Olivia say?
Olivia said, at least she wasn't a basketball. When you said she was a football. Good.
Oh my God.
Low-key dark, but it's okay.
You ate the placenta too.
The placentas are supposed to be very nutritious. Wait. Okay, so wait. Some mothers keep the placenta, they dry it out, and they chop it up, and they put it into pill form, and they take the capsule every day, and apparently it's supposed to help them, and it's supposed to be, nutritious and stuff like that. I don't know about it.
It's all fun and games till you're eating placenta beef jerky.
I'm in nursing school, but I have not heard about that yet. But I could email my teacher and be like, yo, I know you're not my teacher anymore, but, I got a question.
What the hell am I, Lucia? Hannibal freaking Lecter? Really? Good God. On the grill.
Oh my gosh.
I like the fact we never...
Amy's dying.
I love the fact we never even got it, to any of our stuff yet. That's amazing.
How we're doing with the whole COVID lockdown? Eating a lot of food. And I've been, pardon me, oh my goodness. I've been on TikTok a lot. I
must be dead inside. Welcome to my life. I am so dead inside. It's not even funny. I'm on day 24 lockdown, and I went out once.
Must be dead inside.
Olivia, I've went out once in 24 days. I'm losing my freaking mind. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm actually 90% this way, but the extra 10% is because of hashtag COVID. So it's a thing.
Yeah. So basically, we've just been chilling out inside, watching a lot of Breaking Bad, watching a lot of movies. I dabbled a little bit of crocheting. Not gonna lie, I like crocheting. I love it. It's great. I've been watching a lot of YouTube, a lot of TikTok. I am obsessed with TikTok. I cannot stop. There are hilarious videos on there. I have been caring for my cats.
Lucia, you do have a point.
Yeah.
The only way you show up on this stream is because you're dead inside, so I get that. He's 98%. Yeah, Amy's not far off. I was just trying to give myself some street cred again, but Amy blew it up. Amy threw me under the bus.
We are so...
She's not wrong. She's not wrong.
Von D Gaming! Oh my god, I don't even think I said hello. I apologize. Hello, Von D Gaming. How's it going? What's going on? Oh, wait. Von D Gaming. Hold up. We got something. Hold up. Oh, pause it. Why do you mute it automatically? Okay. Oh, no, my volume's not up.
I'm sorry for anybody that showed up for an actual show.
Sorry.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
That's for you, Von D.
I'm sorry for anybody that showed up for an actual show.
We'll get to it, though.
We're long off the freaking rails, and it doesn't really matter. I don't even give a shit.
It doesn't matter what stream happens on MonStar's Sports Entertainment.
I don't care.
We go off the rails. Absolutely off the rails. We're in, a whole new territory. We're on a whole new planet. We don't know what's going on, but we're vibing. We're vibing, you know?
We're just going with it.
So I guess we could say we're done talking about small talk and how we're dealing with the whole COVID lockdown.
Well, yeah, and that bitch Carol freaking Baskin. Exactly. Lucia knows where it's at. Just go with it. But I guess I could start talking about the first thing. I guess doesn't even matter if you guys don't want to talk about it. We don't have to. I'm just gonna mention it. We'll go with it.
Okay.
So I just
after an hour, we're like, okay,
I just
now
want to know. Well, that was the fun part of it, and well, we can have more fun, and we can talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about. It's all cool. Do you have that one?
The Vanessa Bryant?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Well, let us know. Fill us in roughly. Get the gist of it, and we'll all
So,
talk about it.
As you all probably know.
I need to know, everybody in the chat, what you guys think of this whole situation.
So as you guys probably know, earlier this year, Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna Bryant passed away in a helicopter accident, as well as teammates and some family members of the teammates that were on that plane. And apparently it was like foggy and they shouldn't have been flying or something like that was going on. But anyways, Vanessa Bryant, who is Kobe Bryant's wife, so Gianna's daughter, Gianna's mother. So Vanessa Bryant thanks the WNBA
No problem, Amy.
for selecting Gianna as an honorary draftee. So the WNBA announced they have selected Alyssa, Gianna Bryant, and Peyton Chester. So Alyssa Altobelli, Gianna Bryant, and Peyton Chester as honorary draftees of the 2020 draft. I cannot talk. Those are 3 individuals who were on Gianna's team that did pass away in the helicopter crash as well. Gianna's mother, Vanessa Bryant, thanked the league for the tribute and said it would have been a dream to come true for her daughter, and the 3 players were among the 9 people, including Kobe Bryant, aboard the helicopter which crashed in Calabasas, California in January.
There you go. So what do you guys all think about that? Like, what's your guys' opinions on the whole thing? Yeah, Olivia says that was emotional. I watched the draft. Oh, you actually seen the WNBA draft? See, I did not get to see that, Olivia. That's amazing.
I think that's really good that they did that.
Let me know more about it if you can. I appreciate that, since I didn't see it myself personally. I just only heard about it on the news.
Hello, little bit of everything.
Appreciate
How's it
everybody.
going?
How you all doing?
Hold on, this is for a little bit of everything.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
It's for a little bit of everything. But I think it's great that they did that.
It's a whole, just a sad, terrible situation. A lot of different families affected by the whole thing, my opinion, obviously. There was more than just him and his daughter. There's a whole, 3 other families involved, I believe. Could be wrong. NBA legend died. His daughter was working hard to become a WNBA player. She had that, what did they call her? Somebody in the chat tell me.
Passion, ambition, motivation.
No, she had a nickname. Little Mamba or something.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody will let me know in the chat. Sorry if I got it wrong. No disrespect. Yeah, I think it's just total class act to do that.
Mm-hmm.
To let something so sad and on a good note. I know it's kind of weird, but what does anybody else think? Yeah, go get that chocolate cake. Welcome everybody. I appreciate if I missed anybody. Julissa, I appreciate you. Mambasita, there you go, Mambasita. Savvy one in the
Savvy
house.
one. We got to do the.
Yeah, no kids here today, people. Well, I even have it. I don't have us marked as a kids-friendly channel, so.
I keep forgetting to turn up my volume. It is up.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
There you go.
For Savvy one.
What else can we talk about? The recent WWE firings. I know some of you aren't interested in wrestling. That's why I'm going to quickly just go through this. It is what it is. Some of you are, some of you aren't. I know wrestling's fake. If everybody wrestling's so fake, it is fake. We've known that for the last 15, 20 years. Wrestling's fake AF. And that is what it is. And let's go through some of them. Some of you are wrestling fans out there. It's like watching a movie. You guys go to the movie theater. You guys watch a movie. You know the movie's fake, right? But is it entertaining and you watch it anyway? Hell yeah. Kurt Hawkins, Leo Rush, Drake Maverick. Drake Maverick was very, if you went to Twitter and look up Drake Maverick, he's very emotional about his release from WWE. The whole COVID thing definitely made it more happening more. They usually do a big yearly release of people, but last year I really don't remember much of like a purge release of a whole bunch of stars at once, but it did happen. Leo Rush, Drake Maverick, let's see, among them Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is one of the few I would have kept. Kurt Hawkins, I agree with letting go. Carl Anderson, I agree with letting go. Luke Gallows, I agree with letting go. Heath Slater, I agree. Eric Young, I would have got rid of. Rowan, I would have got rid of. Sarah Logan, I would have got rid of. I appreciate all of them. They all make sense to me. No Way Jose, they were doing absolutely nothing with them. The referee, Mike Chioda, Mike Canellis and Maria. EC3, Aiden English, Primo Epico. I know some of you don't know anything about wrestling, but Kurt Angle, Hall of Famer they got rid of. He was in the backstage producer. Probably cost them a hell of a lot of money, and everybody's getting laid off. Who the hell has jobs? Is anybody even working that we know of? Let me know. I want to know, is anybody out there considered an essential service worker? Is anybody working out there? What's going on? Let me know what you guys think. How you guys are doing out there. I'm going back to the chat. Sorry, I was reading. Yeah, Ultimate Warrior. See, there you go. She knows. But you guys get it, right? Businesses are like in tough times, and they got to do what they got to do and release what they got to release, and it happens, right? Yeah. See, okay, Kurt Angle. Olivia knows Kurt Angle. See, are you considered essential services? Obviously, Lucia. Working from home, I'm assuming. Well, that's the smart thing to do. Watch us while you work, right? I agree with that. Your husband is working also. Okay, Jalissa. Yeah, see, a lot of people, like, it really sucks to me that the essential workers, some of them are considered like, they're so low paying jobs. It's almost like they should be called sacrificial lambs.
Like cashiers?
I know that's controversial and stuff. Call it what you want. I call it very sacrificial lamb-like. Am I wrong to think that way, guys? What do you guys think?
People have been talking a lot online.
Sacrificial lambs, like
saying like it's weird how people who are say like cashiers at like a grocery store are paid a minimum wage, yet they're considered an essential worker in times like this.
That's a problem.
So they're talking about being
problem.
like, well, why aren't we getting paid more if we're considered an essential service?
The government should, if the company isn't going to step up for essential workers that are getting paid crap wages and you're a sacrificial lamb, I'll even get into it if I can find it later on. Grocery store workers are getting freaking sick.
Yes.
And that angers me because they are such low paid workers unless you're in a union. In Canada, a lot of the grocery stores are in unions. So a lot of them are doing okay at like $20 an hour, full-time workers. So, but you have to be full-time, right? Like the part-times don't get the $20 an hour and all the benefits, the family benefits and all that. It sucks. Yeah, see, Rob doesn't want to go back to work. You're not in a union though, so I can see why. Yeah, see, not wrong, underpaid, but so important. Without them, right, Olivia? Without those people sacrificing just to keep a paycheck, just to keep their families going, just to pay the bills, just to get by. If they're even freaking getting by, am I wrong? A lot of them
Yeah.
are not even getting by. A lot of them aren't even getting by, and they're getting paid crap. I think the government should. I don't care what country you're in, Canada, U.S. The government should step in and pay another $6 an hour in hazard pay, because that's the way it should be. I don't know. But as we know, things in the world don't go the way we think they should be. So there's that. The post people here in Canada are federal workers, so they're getting paid good. What other lower people in essential services are getting paid crap? Pharmacy workers, I'm sure they aren't getting paid much. What else?
Well, pharmacist assistants are getting paid.
No, I'm talking about
right.
like a good wage. Like $20 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
It also depends where you work, too.
It's scary to go to work. It can kill you, right? Exactly. Madison's going to start off with NFL draft up next. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. AMYAMOR isn't here, so let's all talk about... Amy isn't here right now. So let's all trash the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Tampa Bay Times released Bucks quarterback situation may not be as strong as we think. This is by Frank Pastor. This was published April 14th. When the Bucks signed quarterback Tom Brady last month, they acquired unquestionably the top quarterback on the market, which is true. Tom Brady is a great quarterback. Can't deny that. Arguably the best of all time, they say here. So what better situation to be in? Right? Well, 8 other NFL teams have it better, according to one league observer. So what gives? Part of it is Tom Brady's age, which is 43 years old by the time the season is scheduled to start. Undoubtedly, questions concerning his backup are factors too. Blaine Gabbert missed all of last season with a shoulder injury. Third stringer Ryan Griffin played almost 7 years in the league before seeing his first regular season snap. But a decline in Brady's performance the past couple of seasons might be the biggest drawback for Orr. For the second straight season, Tom Brady posted a negative in expected completion percentage, or rights. One could easily argue that this was due to a decline in his weapon set, but it could also realistically be a blend of the Patriots' receiving corps and Brady's age. Obviously, Brady will have a stronger receiving corps to throw, with the Bucks' Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and O.J. Howard are significant upgrade over 33-year-old Julian Edelman. N'Keal Harry, and Matt LaCosse. And Brady, with 6 Super Bowl wins in 9 appearances over 20 seasons with the Patriots,
he is the GOAT.
Is still Brady, which is why Orr keeps the Bucks in his top 10. He still merits a high place on the list because 2 years with the greatest quarterback of all time and an affordable salary is such a good thing to have, Orr writes. He is not as high as he's once been because their significance is unknown. Not surprisingly, the Kansas City Chiefs with Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes, the best young player in the game, Orr writes, lead the list. 2 NFC South teams, the Saints, number 7, and Falcons, number 8, also rank higher than the Bucks. For what it's worth, Brady dropped 8 spots from last year, when Orr had him, and the Patriots ranked first in his ratings. The Bucks, meanwhile, jumped up 20 spots from where they were a year ago when Jameis Winston was their standing quarterback.
There you go. So I do admit, even though I hate freaking Brady to his final bone and DNA. He is the GOAT. I do admit he is the GOAT. I can't believe I'm saying that live on air. Olivia says, I feel bad for the drafts right now. The athletes look forward to this and the whole experience. Yeah, for sure, eh? They're missing out on one of the most important days of their careers having to do it virtually. I agree. That's why I even heard through people that Major League Baseball isn't Major League Baseball even having the draft? They must be. Like, life goes on, right? Anybody know out there? I don't know. Lewis, I appreciate you.
Hello, Lewis.
Yeah, I know, eh? What a bummer. Imagine being drafted the 1 year out of how many years? Like, when's the last time we had a pandemic? I don't remember one myself.
Misty Girl, how's it going? Welcome to MonStar's
appreciate
Sports
you.
Entertainment. Well, I gotta do 2 now.
Yeah, I heard that also, Damien.
I'm doing 2, Blue, you my boy.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir. Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
That is for Lewis and Misty.
I also heard that, Damien. I heard there's rumors, but Gronk is also part of the WWE. He was in the, I don't know what kind, he probably has a part-time contract like Ronda Rousey, I'm assuming. Yeah, Gronk was part of WrestleMania, which WrestleMania, we'll get in, we're gonna skip over that part. WrestleMania recap, we're running out of time, it doesn't matter, and it happened a while back. But WrestleMania recap, the only thing I'll mention was Gronkowski was hosting it. Rob Gronkowski, the tight end for New England Patriots. And I heard the rumor through a Tampa Bay paper as of last week even, that they were even throwing around the thing, what happens if Rob Gronkowski comes back as the tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What do you think of that?
Oh, that's interesting.
That'd be very interesting. Would he do it? Is he? Probably not. WWE's probably throwing mad money at the dude. I appreciate that, Lucia. I appreciate you. What do you guys think of Rob Gronkowski? Let's just throw out the what if, but that's a huge what if. That's not even like reality. It was just a what if kind of dreamland thing thrown out there. If Rob Gronkowski, the former tight end for New England, came back to be, let's face it, a big target for Tom Brady at the Bucks.
Yeah.
And what does everybody in the chat, what do you guys think? I want to know, out of 16 games in a regular week, how do you guys feel? I want everybody's predictions in the chat. Let me know. How do you feel Tom Brady's going to do for the Bucks? Like, let me know your win-loss record in the chat. I'm going to read them out. I don't think, I have to agree with that article you read. I don't think they're as in a good position as what they are. As Tom Brady learned last year, there's no I in team.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady was the team last year.
Mm-hmm.
His targets weren't there for him. His defense wasn't there for him. So there was no team, and they did really crappy. Let's face it. So what do you guys think in the chat? I want to know.
Are we going to go through the New York draft?
In a sec. Let's finish
Okay.
this. Randy says 9-7. He's given him a lot of credit because I don't know, is there many targets for him? Breaking news, Tampa Bay are working on a trade with New England to get Rob Gronkowski. Not fake news. Well, there you go. See? Yeah, he's still officially part of the team. See, so that is the thing. I don't think it's going to be the same like at all. See? Yeah. Even Olivia thinks. But guys, throw up your records. I want to know, Olivia, what do you think their record's going to be? I'm just interested what everybody thinks. I personally think he's going to be 8-8. I'm calling it 8-8.
Well, hold on here. Let me.
Of course, Amor would say something like 16-0, right? Something like that.
Well, let's see here. So
I
it
have to
says
start cooking.
here-
I shared you out. I appreciate that, Julissa. I really appreciate that. I really do. She gets another shout out. Hit her with a shout out.
Okay.
She deserves it. Anybody who shares this out gets a shout out. I appreciate
I have
you.
something here to say when I'm done doing this.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
There you go. You're my boy. But, so, last year,
Even, eh?
New England got to the playoffs,
Barely.
was defeated. Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2019-2020 season, so the season that passed, the record was 9-7. No, 7-9, sorry. 7-9. 7 wins and 9 losses. And I don't think just having Brady would make the team like a fantastic, perfect team, because with football, one person cannot carry the whole team.
Like
yes,
you said,
the quarterback is very important.
There's
but,
no IN team.
right. The quarterback is an important individual within the game of football, but the thing is, they can't just carry the team. They can't carry the whole team.
See, Olivia's where I'm at with the win-loss. 8-8.
And
Yeah.
I can see that happening. I can see 8-8.
You agree? 8-8?
I would have to agree 8-8.
There you go.
8-8 or 9-7.
Olivia's a big Arizona Cardinals fan. I did not know that. That's cool. Can I ask why you're an Arizona Cardinals fan? Just like we are
New York Giants.
New York Giants fans. I have been since like grade 4. Cough, cough. I'm old AF. Big Heck in the house. Okay,
Big Heck?
Okay, Big Heck gets 2 shout-outs because it's Big freaking Heck. So it's happening. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
My boy! Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir. Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
There you go. That's for Big Heck.
Oh, okay. She's in Arizona. I was gonna assume that, but I didn't want to assume that. Just like we're a bunch of Canadians that live in Ontario, Northern Ontario, Canada, 4 hours from the Minnesota border. By the way, we're way in the boonies. We're New York Giants fans. I have been since like grade 5. I'm old AF now, and I raised my daughter since birth to be a New York Giants fan. So it is what it is. Especially what kind of got me hooked. Here's a little wrestling connection with you. When I was growing up, there was a Bam Bam Bigelow. Blaze, are you in the chat? Bam Bam Bigelow was doing a match with. There's a Giants legend. I can't, off the top of my head, I don't remember. He'll tell me. Who had the Bam Bam Bigelow match? Lawrence Taylor. There you go. Lawrence Taylor. I think I remembered before you put it. LT. Who am I missing? Skins fan all day. I appreciate you. Good to see you. If I'm missing anybody, my apologies. I'm just yapping away here. Having some fun with everybody. But Lawrence Taylor got me interested in New York Giants, and I started watching it. And there was a match against Bam Bam Bigelow. A big, huge dude. They could do cartwheels, by the way. He was
That
he was
dude.
350 pounds plus. He could do cartwheels, and he had like flaming. He had a flaming fire tattoo on his head. So there's that. So somebody you don't want to mess with. I appreciate you all. Thank you for stopping by. Anybody else remember that? I don't know if anybody else remembers that. Anybody check out NBA 2K tournament? Booker won all against. Nice. That's amazing. That's cool. NBA 2K tournament. That's awesome. Blaze was doing some NBA 2K simulations when Toronto was in the finals. Then he stopped doing it. He needs to go back to that. You should do more of that. I appreciate you all. Thank you for stopping by. What do we have up next?
Up next we have talking about the draft picks.
So here we're New York Giants fan. This might bore you to hell, but we're gonna go with it.
So Mel Kiper of ESPN. So these are the kind of like a mock draft, so like the projected picks. So Mel Kiper of ESPN, says for round 1 they'll pick linebacker Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. The analysis says the Giants should take an offensive tackle with one of their first two picks.
They need a defensive tackle.
But I wouldn't pass on Simmons, who has rare athleticism and versatility. Stick him at outside linebacker and let him chase down ball carriers, rush the passer, and cover tight ends. Simmons never has to leave the field. New coach Joe Judge will love him.
There you go.
Yeah, New York Giants, their coach was fired last year.
As they should be.
As it should be.
Like, at least, look at the poor Lions. Detroit. You guys want to talk about Detroit Lions for 30 seconds? Because that's about all I have for them. How many freaking Super Bowls has the Lions won? Anybody? 0.
Yeah.
But yet, they keep their coach, their head coach, that's doing a real crappy ass job. I said ass. It's going to happen. Am I wrong? If you don't do your job properly, if I went and worked at a grocery store and I was stocking shelves and I wasn't doing my job properly, I get fired.
Yes.
Okay. At least I'll give them this little tidbit, this little ounce of credit, if you will, at the end of the rainbow. The owner said this year coming up. Well, if it even freaking happens, I don't know anymore, guys. But if it even happens, Giants 4 times winner. Come on. Throwing that out there. I know Pittsburgh has more. Wait for Blaze. Yeah. Who else has 0? Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings.
Anyway, like I was saying, the Lions, like, see, I already got sidetracked. That's how much the Lions don't mean anything to me. The Lions, at least said this year, the owner, if they don't get to the playoffs, they're getting fired. Like the head coach and whoever else. So that's good. Thanks, Lucia.
But why just waste another season with a coach that hasn't been doing good already?
Well, that's their stupid mentality.
I think that's a dumb mentality.
I agree. Like,
he's been giving multiple chances for multiple years.
Multiple.
To step up and actually get them somewhere, but no.
Are you hangry, Big Hack?
Snickers bars are so good. They're cool.
Snickers are like my favorite. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, you're obsessed with Snickers bars. So, round 2 says Mel Kiper of ESPN. Offensive tackle Austin Jackson of USC. Analysis. I wrote earlier that the Giants needed to take an offensive tackle early, and Jackson could fall into their lap at number 36. He played 1,680 straight snaps at left tackle for the Trojans.
That's impressive.
Over the past 2 seasons.
I don't care who you are. That's
but
impressive.
he is still a developmental project in my eyes. He'll take some time to adjust, but he could be the New York's long-term starter at either tackle spot.
I don't know who I'd go with that.
Todd McShay of ESPN says for the round 1 pick number 4, linebacker Isaiah Simmons as well. Ryan Wilson of CBSSports.com says for round 1 that they should take offensive tackle Jedrick Wills of Alabama. Wills was dominant last season for Alabama, and he'll solidify
Heck be acting all Betty White.
the right side of Giants O-line, which is great news for Daniel Jones. Betty White is, I think, somewhat immortal. I'm just saying, like the Queen. If Betty White is the Queen.
She's a freaking vampire.
I swear to you.
Betty White's the fucking vampire of vampires.
She's older than sliced bread, and she's still alive. I'm happy she's still alive because Betty White's great. But like, how? I don't know what she's doing. Wait, what did she say? Who was it? Who was the one that said that they had a trick for being old? Like a trick for staying alive for a long time. They had something every day.
Isn't her secret like vodka and hot dogs?
Or something like that?
All I know is maybe because I'm a raging alcoholic, I threw in the vodka part. But definitely hot dogs. Yeah, hot dogs is one of them.
Hot dogs are great. But yeah, Betty White, old but still kicking. And the Queen too. I don't know how the Queen is still. I don't know. That's why people speculate that the Queen's actually a reptilian, is because she.
I'm gonna say this. I know I'm gonna get. Now I'm gonna ruin my own street cred because that's how I am. I sincerely want to thank Blaze Radio. I want to thank Lucia. Heck, if you only knew how much this meant to me showing up. What the fuck? And I'm saying fuck because that's the way it should be presented. What the fuck, Mike is in the freaking house.
Really?
I believe for the first.
Sup, Mike?
You get 2 blue, you my boys, because what the fuck, Mike is in the house. So there's that.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
That's amazeballs. Illuminati. Lucia said Illuminati. What the fuck, Mike? This is my daughter, Madison, Molly.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir. Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
Skins fan.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
There we go.
Lucia, thank you. What the fuck, Mike? Thank you. Olivia, thank you. Big Heck, I appreciate you. Damien, I appreciate you. Anybody missing? Amora was here earlier. I believe she is gone.
We appreciate all you guys.
Who else? Anybody who shared me out, I appreciate you. I'm off the rails. I'm off the chains today because I'm in that kind of mood. It is what it is. I hope you're all having a great time. Either or, Mike. Her YouTube name is Molly and her wrestling name is Molly, but her real name is Madison. So either or is good. She's in her. Tell them what you're doing right now.
I just finished my first year of nursing school. There is 4 years total to complete.
To get your bachelor.
To get my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So yeah, to become a registered nurse, to become an RN. And then if I wanted to go for a nurse practitioner, I would have to take an extra 3 years. And then if you wanted to become a doctor, it's
I'm glad somebody's smart in the family because I'm not. So I appreciate that. You're making me look good. You're making me look good. I appreciate that. I'm so proud of you.
I'm sorry. Who has 2 college diplomas? Who has 2 college diplomas? Who? Who does? Say, who does?
I don't know.
Who has 2 college diplomas?
Not a clue.
In
See, you don't even
culinary.
know. You're just making it up. See, at this point, you're just making up so nobody even believes you that somebody of my caliber, off the rails, off the chains, so weird and wacky, couldn't even have a diploma in anything, right?
Who has a Red Seal? Who here is a Red Seal chef? Who here is a Red Seal chef?
Red Seal means I wrote my interprovincial exam and I got over 70% on my exam. I could be chef anywhere in the world. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's true. And I got my culinary management diploma, 2-year college diploma. And I also have, I know it's going to scare everybody. Everybody might want to run. I have my 2-year diploma in college for social service worker. Mm-hmm. So all the ladies should love me because I could counsel them and cook for them at the same time. Right?
Right.
Come on. It's all good. A legit sports anchor earlier. That's impressive.
You're smart. The tip that my dad tells me for school, he says a good tip is finishing your work. Like you get the assignment and you do it. Don't put it off until the last minute. Don't just keep putting it off. Just do it. And then when you get it done, you get it over with, you can study, find good study habits, stuff like that. Oh, breaking news. Rob Gronkowski just trades to the Bucks.
Are you kidding me? Did that really happen?
Arthur says that he saw it. Arthur says he saw it.
What? Heck. I was just talking about it. And Blaze is mentioning it could happen, and it did happen. Thank you, Heck. I appreciate that. Wow. Hear him. Who knew, right? Wow. So much for WWE. The guy I guess he wasn't getting enough. I guess Vinnie Mac, Vince McMahon, WWE owner, we'll get to him in a bit later, talking about the XFL. Boom, shakalaka. There you go. Mind blown right now. Mike, I truly appreciate you guys being here. You guys don't know how humbled I am. I am so humbled that you guys are here.
Very much so.
I know, isn't that funny? Social service worker? Who knew, right? Like, seriously.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. We talked about
I can't believe
NFL draft.
Rob is like out of like.
Brady.
I can't believe Rob is like coming out of retirement. My mind's blown right now. I'm kind of trying to take that all in right now. Patriots get the 4th round pick. There you go. Get 7th round and Gronk. There you go. Wow. Yeah, the 24/7
champion.
WWE champ. That's amazeballs.
It's crazy. For sure, Lucia.
I appreciate you. No
For
problem.
sure. But
So
yeah,
what
that's
does everybody
crazy.
think about that Gronk thing? Wow, that's game changer to me, guys. Seriously, like he was a huge target when Gronk was healthy, which at the end wasn't much. But if he's healthy, that's a game changer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Do you guys all agree with that? Olivia, what do you think? Big Heck, what do you think? I'm not sure if everybody watches football. Just throwing that out there. Mike, do you watch football or what? Holy crap, I can't believe Gronk's coming out. I thought WWE was throwing him enough money, but I guess after all the cutbacks with WWE and all the layoffs, right?
Exactly. That's crazy. I was not expecting that.
Not at all.
No. Because he's a 24/7 champion. He just hosted WrestleMania. So I was like, oh, okay, things are all good. But I guess not.
Olivia doesn't have social media. There's groundbreaking news. Right? Who doesn't have social? How do you not have social media in 2020? Seriously.
I have so much social media. Oh my
Mike doesn't have a
gosh.
clue what's going on with football. Yeah. Gronk played for the New England Pats, the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Retirement in WWE for a bit, and now apparently he's going back to Tampa Bay. I threw that out earlier as a joke, like because it was almost like I read it like ha ha ha, this tongue in cheek kind of thing would happen, and it apparently happened right on the stream. So.
Huh. That's crazy.
Who busted Lucia on not having social media? I gotta read back.
Big Heck.
A big. Yeah, I seen that too. The boombox. I saw the beginning of the boombox, Mike. It's pretty cool. Hey, it happens. I got into wrestling like early 80s. I'm an Xer, so what happened? Yeah. Like, Gronk is way out there. He's a party dude. Eh? How do you describe Gronk? Very party, hyper dude.
Oh, he's crazy. He was on The Masked Singer.
Oh, yeah, he was on the
Dude.
Masked. The guy's so crazy. He was on the Masked Singer.
I remember-
Did you guys see him on the Masked Singer? Oh my
So,
god.
me and my dad never watched The Masked Singer.
Like,
we
ever.
never got into it. And then the one episode that we watched, there was this cat on it or whatever. And Dad was like, that sounds like Gronkowski. And then it was!
Yeah,
It was.
the one I got right. I didn't get anybody else right, but yeah.
Yeah, that was
Well, I'm
crazy.
like, his energy seems like Gronk.
Yeah.
Because he's like all hyper all over the
He's
place.
like a frat boy. He reminds me
Yeah,
of like a
he's
frat
a total
boy.
frat boy.
Who like jumps through the table. You know what I mean? Who like goes on the roof and then jumps onto the folding table.
Totally.
When people are playing beer pong, that's what he's like.
Yeah. Gronk is basically pure pong 24/7. So
Yes.
if you can imagine beer pong as a person, that's where you're at.
Yes.
Talk about Ronda
Definitely
Rousey.
him.
Since I'm not going to do WrestleMania recap, I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
I'm
So Ronda
True enough.
Rousey, this is the title. Now listen to this. This is from ProWrestlingSheet.com. And it says, Ronda Rousey says she won't return to WWE full time, and she blames the ungrateful fans. This was by Ryan Satin, April 10th. If Ronda Rousey ever returns to WWE, the former Raw Women's Champion says it won't be a full-time capacity, and she says ungrateful wrestling fans are to blame. On the latest episode of the Wild Ride with Steve-O podcast, Rousey talked about working for WWE and the type of schedule she had on the road. I love the WWE. I had such a great time. I love all the girls in the locker room, Ronda said. Running out there and having fake fights for fun is just the best thing. I love choreography. I love acting. I love theater. Live theater and some of the last forms of live theater. But I was doing basically part-time and I was away from home 200 days out of the year. And when I did get home, I was so sleep deprived because you just don't have time to lay down. Rousey goes on to say she learned that she had a broken vertebrae in her lower back prior to signing with WWE during her medical exams. So when she was home, she'd have to be laying down with a heat pad on her back at a Tempur-Pedic pillow under her neck the whole time.
Anyway, that sounds like a little bit too much in detail. But anyway, she's reaching there.
If I did all the live shows, I was only home a day and a half a week. I was just not worth it for my family because we were eliminating all of our expenses and living this lifestyle. We didn't need it. We didn't need the money. So it's just like, what am I doing it for? If I'm not being able to spend my time and energy on my family, but instead of spending time and energy on a bunch of ungrateful fans that don't even appreciate me.
Yeah, well, okay, right there, like Blaze Radio just put, it's a work, and that proves it right there. That statement alone, a bunch of great, fucking grateful fans right there. Right there is telling you it's a bunch of bullshit. It's storyline.
I love performing.
Right there.
I love the girls. I love being out there. But at the end of the day, I was like, F these fans, dude. My family loves me, and they appreciate me, and I want all my energy to go to them. So that is my decision at the end of the day. It's like, hey girls, love what you're doing. I'm going to try and take my momentum and push you guys as far as I can. Fly, little birds, fly. I'm going effing home. And that was basically it.
Yeah, see, as soon as she put down the fans, that tells me she's coming back as a bad guy. I totally agree with what Blaze said. She'll be back in the WWE as a bad person. That's a big setup. F the fans.
So saying that it will be short chunks
right
of
there.
time. So kind of like Brock Lesnar. Would you say? So like just coming back and forth kind of.
Yeah, she's a part-timer that's paid a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, because she said.
She's paid a crap load of money. She's probably paid more than MMA.
But instead, spending my time and my energy on a bunch of effing ungrateful fans that don't even appreciate me.
Yeah, well, right there tells you it's a work, it's fake, it's pretend, it's a lead up for her to come back to WWE as a bad person. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's the lead up, the getting people worked up. People, oh, now I hate her because they don't really know the real how WWE likes to poke the bear kind of bullshit. So
Yeah.
he likes how you read it with emphasis. I know she really gets into it.
Thank you.
Commitment. There's some commitment for you.
Oh Lord, when I get into the simulation theory, you'll really hear me. You'll really hear me going.
So what do you guys think? I'm not even gonna read on it. WWE, which is fake. It's entertainment. Wrestling is fake. Shocker. is deemed an essential service through the governor of Florida
We don't talk about the governor of Florida and the stuff that he.
to return to live televised shows. Which I apparently heard yesterday that they're not going to return to live televised shows because Vince knows it would like stick a fork in him. He's done, kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they're even allowed to be considered an essential service, how freaking what a load of bullshit that is. What do you guys think about that? I want to know what everybody thinks.
Considering the fact, not to throw shade, but the governor of Florida basically did crap all when all the other states were shutting down all non-essential services. The governor of Florida was just like, oh, it's fine. like was just like, oh, whatever. And then the governor of Florida was finally like, oh, okay, we have like so many cases and so many deaths. Let's maybe shut this down. When they should have done it.
The governor of Florida hates science and real. He's just like, oh, everybody just keep working and doing your thing and going to the beach and, yeah, hello. Does anybody else think wrestling should be considered an essential service? I am not one. If there's one person in the chat that thinks they should be considered an essential service, please let me know. And I want to know why. I really do. Yeah, see, there's nobody jumping on board for that one. Nobody saying, you know what? It should be deemed an essential service. What a joke. That tells me, here's a little tidbit for you. I don't know who knows, but Linda McMahon, Vince McMahon's wife, owner of the WWE, she works for Trump. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It used to be some housing part of the government. Now I was told it was some other department. If anybody wants to look it up, I'll appreciate if you do. Yeah, see? Hex is not at all. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, right? It's no-brainer that shouldn't even... Yeah. How the hell is that? But now it's going to go into, like I said, the little seeds of stuff here because Linda McMahon, the owner of the WWE, Vince McMahon's wife, works for Trump. And the governor of Florida is the lapdog of Trump. If I'm wrong and everybody thinks I'm wrong, you can let me know in the chat. Everybody has a right to an opinion.
Yes.
I don't care. Have at it. Go at me. I don't give a shit. I'm calling it the way I see it as a Canadian on the outside looking in. Call it what you want. It is what it is, and yeah. Just wrestling in the bed. That should never end, and that should never be... yeah, I agree, Olivia.
Olivia.
As long as nobody drops an elbow off the top. I don't know what that means, but... No elbows off the top rope on the bed. Oh yeah, well, I don't know about works, but yeah, he's I heard that too, that Vince McMahon is actually part of the gang that Trump picked to put the economy back into the phases. Like he's part of the plan to get the economy back going. I heard that also.
Yes.
There you go.
That's crazy though.
Yeah,
I don't
as an
understand why they'd
advisor,
be...
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Linda McMahon works for Trump and isn't convenient that he's considered an essential service. I'll leave it at that. Everybody get to what they want about that. I just think where it looks slimy and greasy, it probably is, right?
Damien says, breaking news for WWE. Employees are suing WWE to shut down all taping shows, including Money in the Bank.
Interesting. Yeah. Any guesses out there? I want to know what you guys think. I know Mike doesn't give a crap about sports, but anybody else? I predicted when this first happened, when AMYAMOR did her COVID-19, her little stream. We all took guesses when it would happen. Do you remember when I said sports would be back? This is like when it first happened. Like that stream was a long time ago.
Didn't you say end of May?
All I remember that stream specifically because Olivia was on it, and that's all I care about. That Olivia was on that stream, and I totally fanboyed.
Did you say end of May?
I totally fanboyed out because Olivia was on. I said June.
June.
And how much do you want to bet sports will be back around June? Some of them will be.
Some of them.
But I knew this was going to be way bigger than what they were initially saying. Let's see what's up next. End of the XFL. What do you guys think of the the end of the XFL? Did anybody even watch the XFL? We started watching it, but then you got sidetracked with school. And I was doing my own things and other streams. And so, what do you think of it?
I personally enjoyed it. I enjoyed the XFL. I enjoyed how they mic'd up the coaches and the players. You could actually hear what was going on. The rules. I very much like the rules. The
rules were freaking amazing.
The conversion rules were very cool too for the extra points after the touchdown. I very much enjoyed that where it was either like 5 or like 5, 10, or 15 away for how many points that you want to get. Hey P. Diddy, Preston, how's it going? But it was, I personally very much enjoyed it. It's just that whenever the XFL starts coming into fruition, I guess you could say, it like...
Poor Olivia remembers my tequila night. Poor girl. I'm surprised you even talked to me after that. I'm impressed.
Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
That is for... Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, so
Preston.
the XFL thing, long story short, a few weeks back, it went into bankruptcy. They declared bankruptcy for those that don't know. VP, welcome back. I really like the new rules, like Madison was saying, and it was really interesting. And I like the fact that when NFL was off, who was on?
XFL.
XFL took over their spot when their season was over, so it was football to watch. So any football fan, how could you be mad at that? I was not mad at it as a football fan. I enjoyed it. I was starting to get into it. You only had 8 teams, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
They started off with 8 teams. They started off low. It's the second time around for the XFL. If you guys don't remember, way back, Vince McMahon did the XFL. It failed then. The only reason it's failing this time around, because the COVID-19.
Yep.
It kicked them in the arse and in the ball sack, and it knocked them down. It took the wind right out of them. They went out of their sails. It is what it is. That's what killed them. This whole economic situation, hence why you see WWE releasing a bunch of talent, because they can't afford them anymore.
No.
It makes me sad because that means if the NFL had its season and it ended in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, then XFL started and did their thing, and then we never even got to the freaking halfway point, did we, in the season? I don't think so.
I don't even think so.
And then they did their playoffs. There'd be less weeks between that and the NFL restarting with their with the draft and everything, right? So I'm really upset as a football fan in general that it's ending. But they declare bankruptcy, and obviously Vince McMahon's looking for a buyer for the XFL. So it is what it is. Bikini football. I'm not mad at that. I'd get behind that, literally behind that all day long, Mike. So the view's much better from behind, Mike. So.
Well, what's your line about the Kardashians?
Yeah. Who needs to keep up with the Kardashians when the view's much better from behind? But it's true though. Much better from behind.
Not wrong.
Damien, that won't go very far, I don't think. XFL management suing Vince. He declared bankruptcy. They're covered under so much different laws with the bankruptcy thing. I don't know about that. Good luck with that. I don't think it's going to go far. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. If I'm wrong, we'll discuss how I'm wrong about it. Anybody baking? Everybody's going nuts. I'm a chef, so I'm going to talk a little bit about food, this one little thing. Anybody baking more than usual? Anybody's wives or girlfriends or husbands or anybody out there? It seems like the whole world's baking. Because in Canada, I don't know about the U.S. I heard the U.S. might be the same. But in Canada, it's so hard to get yeast. You can't get dry active yeast in a jar anywhere here. Well, you can, but it's hard to find. You got to look very, very... You got to be on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
More silicone than California. I've been baking hell of a lot. Tell me what we've been baking, you and I.
Well, we baked it's actually up under the cooking tab of our channel on our playlist. And we had a quadruple chocolate cake. So we had we just had the boxed chocolate cake mix. And then we had the chocolate chips on the inside of it. Baked it, took it out, and then you poke holes in it to make a poke cake. Put the chocolate pudding in the holes, and then you put the icing on top. So that's 4 different chocolate. And it's like the chocolate icing with some marshmallow fluff in it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a quick, easy box cake, but I upgraded it for everybody. It's Amazeballs. Go check it out. It is
good.
on our playlist for cooking. Speaking of playlist of cooking, my number 1 recipe, most popular now, it's only day 3 since I've done it. Day 3. And I've already got my most watches. I'm going to drop it. Drop it like it's hot.
It's fantastic. The recipe that we did, I can say what it is, right? It's a loaded baked potato casserole, and AMYAMOR loaded baked potato casserole.
Well,
because
the only reason we call it
AMYAMOR inspired us for it.
I seen what she was having for dinner one day, and I'm like, damn, that looks good. I never thought of that. So I took the inspiration and I came up with my own version of it, and yeah.
Very good.
And it's now my number 1 most popular recipe. So
But yeah, in my city, finding all-purpose flour
yeah,
or
that's
any
another
kind of
thing.
flour actually is just as hard to find as toilet paper. So that's nice. So you can't find toilet paper anywhere. Okay, with the whole toilet paper thing, people are still buying the crap out of toilet paper. But the thing is, the reason why people are buying the crap out of toilet paper is because other people are buying the crap out of toilet paper. So since a bunch of other people are buying the crap out of toilet paper, they're like, damn, I won't be able to have any toilet paper, so then they go out and buy toilet paper. So people started panicking and buying all this toilet paper, so what are other people going to do? If I'm seeing a bunch of people buying toilet paper, I'm going to buy toilet paper too.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
weird.
when it first started, people were buying all the toilet paper on the shelves just for themselves.
The most funny part about the whole baking thing is, if you guys go on Instagram or any, but I forgot, Olivia doesn't have social media, so she can't. I'm throwing her under the bus since she's here. Anyway, like people on social media are posting their baking fails. And I'm like, as a chef, I appreciate it even more because I hate baking. I'm a chef. I'm starting to like baking more. I used to hate baking. I don't hate it as much anymore. It's just something, to me, it's a whole different set of, it's a whole different trade, baking and pastry chef. It's a whole different piece of paper. As a chef, you learn a little bit about baking and you do your own thing. So if I want to be a baker, I would have got my baking papers, which I didn't.
No.
But I got an A+ in baking, so I'm unfortunately good at it. So I've been doing it more often, especially with baking bread. Basic, right? Like, are you gonna bake bread if you can easily, or go to the store and get COVID? I'll bake some bread.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've been baking a lot, and what's it called? It's called Thirstergram. You ever heard of it?
Oh my goodness, Otis and Mandy Rose on their
Oh,
Instagram
you're
together.
Going back to wrestling because
Oh my gosh. They're both like together and they're just like, oh, my peach and all this other stuff. And they're
you're
like,
going back to wrestling.
like working out together.
Because Instagram is funny. Instagram is funny if you want like good entertainment to scroll and stuff.
I personally love the fact that Mandy Rose and Otis have like this little thing going on. I personally
Mike.
love it.
True enough, Mike. I don't think it even has to have a date. I'm sure a lot of people got it on the day before too. In Canada, it's legal. Woo woo, go us. In Canada, weed is legal.
Oh, the
So everybody, do your thing. Do your thing. Hey.
my neighbors
Yeah, oh my God.
smoke it. Is that I walk into my room and it smells like marijuana.
Every time I walk into my daughter's room, I'm like, can you put your marijuana away? Like, seriously, put your marijuana away. It's like too much. I'm like, I swear to God, if I go for a fucking blood test or a urine test and I test positive, imagine that knock on their door. Like, seriously. Okay, go.
Yeah, I can smell it in my room. I walk in and I'm
Archer,
like, whoa.
take care.
Take care, Archer.
Yeah, but anyway, I was going back to the social media and people posting their baking fails, and they post like, look, I made Easter bunny cookies, and tell me, did they look
Looks like things from Nightmares.
it looked like freaking like demons from hell.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was
Like
thinking.
literally like demons melted from hell.
Yes.
Like I think I actually had nightmares that night and it needed to hold my pillow.
That's what
I had to
sleep paralysis
spoon my
demon
pillow
looks
that
like.
night. I literally spooned my pillow.
Yes,
'Cause
it's
it scared
terrifying.
me. It scared me.
My friend has been baking a lot that I have that I met in university.
And boy, the funniest thing about the fails are they've always put nailed it. Nailed
It's like,
it.
yes.
Yeah, you nailed it all right.
Friggin', they're so scary, some of them. Oh no, I've been watching okay, if you notice something, if I'm talking and I start rambling, I'm what you would call a tree talker, meaning that you start at one spot, boom, the trunk. So I start talking about something, then also all these branches start going off, and then I start
Well, I taught you that.
talking about
Welcome to my
Tiger
life.
King,
Welcome to my life.
and now we're talking about demon bunnies. You know, like it just.
Baking demon bunnies. See what
Baking
can happen
demon
here?
bunnies.
Anything can happen. Yeah, demon bunnies. It's a thing.
Lucia D is back. Lucia back.
Is there a Netflix show called Nailed It? No, I have
Yeah,
to
it's a
watch
baking
it.
show.
Is it?
Yeah, that's probably why they're putting Nailed It. Maybe that's why they're putting Nailed It is because
Olivia,
they're like,
you're like giving me like information here that apparently my daughter knows about. You knew about this and you didn't tell me?
well, yeah, you don't really watch baking shows that I know of.
But once again, I'm not a baker, but I would watch it for that shit.
Cake Boss though? Oh
No,
my.
I want to watch people like failing at baking because I hate baking that much. So Nailed It, is it?
It's called Nailed It.
I'm still watching that.
It's just
tonight.
like people baking. It's like a baking competition.
That bitch Carol frickin' Baskin. That bitch.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm in the mood. I'm a little crazy. I'm a little off today.
Off the
Something about
rails.
Buttercups. Oh, that cake. Yeah, it was just a box cake. It was what was it? Betty Crocker.
Betty Crocker.
It was Betty Crocker, but I'll take like pantry everyday stuff and I'll kick it up a few levels, make it better. So I made it like a chocolate pudding poke cake with, what was it?
Chocolate pudding poke cake with chocolate chips inside of it, and
So I just upped it a bit.
and some chocolate icing with some marshmallow fluff. Basically what it was. It's
Yeah, you take
so good.
half marshmallow fluff and you mix it in with your. You can make chocolate icing or pre-made icing. It's amazeballs, guys. If you put half a jar of that in, it's good stuff.
so good. Oh my gosh. I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's really, really moist. Yeah. Tell them about
Oh,
our Prime
the
Minister.
Prime Minister?
Here you go. Here's our Prime Minister of Canada, aka your equivalent to president. Since Lucia brought up moist.
So
we're gonna go there. Everybody brace yourself.
our prime minister's name is Justin Trudeau. His father was
and
prime minister at one point.
If you guys don't know how Justin Trudeau looks, all the girls go crazy for him and say he's amazeballs and he's a pretty boy.
I was like,
our prime minister is a pretty boy. So if you guys go look up Justin Trudeau, you're all welcome, ladies. You are all welcome.
Justin Trudeau came. So this little side note: Justin Trudeau came to, the university that I go to. So he went there a few years ago. So I went with my grandmother, and we went and we saw Justin Trudeau talk, all this other stuff. And I was like, I don't get this thing where girls think he's attractive. And then I seen him in person, and I was like, oh. I'm like, it's different than photos. I'm like, okay, I get it. And then I'm like, I wonder how old he is. He's like in his 50s.
He what?
He's like in his 50s. And I was like, oh, like all
he's in his 50s.
I think he's like in his 50s.
No, he's not. Now you gotta look it up. Now I'm gonna be. He's not. There's no way
Justin Trudeau age.
Hello, I'm old AF, but he's not.
48 years old.
He's older than me?
So he's like 50, basically. Basically 50.
I had no clue the dude is older than me.
He's 48 years old, and I was like, oh.
hope your girls are all into guys like that are like tattooed with beards and like dad bods. I'm perfect for all of you. So.
But anyways, he said when he was talking about COVID, so he goes outside of his house and he talks about COVID, whatever, and he was like speaking moistly on people. Oh my gosh. And so he realized what he said, and he was like, oh, that just did not sound right. He's like, don't speak moistly on people. People started making a bunch of memes about it. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. It was hilarious. Speaking moistly on people. Oh, that did not sound right. It's funny because he could have just kept going and not talk about it, but he like acknowledged what he said. He was like, no, I said it. He was like, I said speaking moistly. I did say that.
I can't believe the most shocking thing about this whole freaking stream right now is the fact that Justin Trudeau's older than I am.
Yeah.
Damn. Tattoos and beards.
But oh my gosh.
So now this is where things get a little wacky. Well, we're already like fucking there. We're like way past wacky. Let's get into a little conspiracy Twilight Zone theories. I went to Twitter the other day. Okay, now I have to explain. Explain to Olivia what Twitter is. She has no clue.
Twitter's what...
She has no clue. I like how I threw her under the bus again. She'll never come back again.
Twitter
my apologies.
Is basically Trump's little playground. Let's just say that. Trump likes posting all this stuff on Twitter. That's where you hear all of his stuff. Basically just this place where you can like write little posts. You just write posts.
I like how we're pretending
whatever.
that poor Olivia doesn't. Olivia's like young. Olivia's like 22 years old. I'm gonna say that out loud because that'll put me in the good graces of Olivia. She's 22.
But yeah, like, oh my gosh. And so like if you go to like the search bar, it shows like what's trending in like say Canada, what's trending in the US, what's trending under food, what's trending under entertainment and stuff like that. And trending number 2 on Twitter under the fun section was CIA declassified reports which appear to show Soviet paranormal experimentations. So continue with what you were saying.
Yeah, I was just saying, I found this number 2 trending on Twitter the other day, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, conspiracy theories on Twitter? Her and I will sit here we can do a whole show alone if we did like MonStar conspiracy theories. Mm-hmm. We could sit here forever and have a talk with everybody, but I just thought we'd throw it in as a little, you know what?
I love this. So there's this YouTuber that I've watched for, oh my god, I can't even like think about how many years I've watched her for. Her name is Jenna Marbles, and she has a boyfriend named Julian, And they do have a Jen and Julian podcast that they do, and they do conspiracy theory episodes, and it's so good. It's great.
You're still live?
So they both, yep.
Oh, okay, I'm just making sure because I don't see anything moving.
And they'll just both research different conspiracy theories or different conspiracies or theories or anything like that. And then they'll come together on the podcast and they'll talk about it. And it's great. So I've always loved that. So when Dad said you could talk about a conspiracy theory, I was like, oh. But yeah, trending number 2 on Twitter in the fun section. So...
Which is kind of mind-blowing to me at all.
So, obviously, okay. Let me go back here for a second. Where I'm about to go into a dive here with the Soviet paranormal experimentations.
No, but speaking of going back, what kind of like sound was that?
What sound?
Like what was going on there? What was the?
Did I make that sound?
Yeah, I'm like so confused right now. I'm questioning everything at this point.
I didn't know. Why is there a talking Cheeto on TV? Okay, anyways, there's a talking Cheeto on TV.
Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, also, I'm not even lying to you. No, like, offense or anything. But I had my glasses off and I was cleaning them and I couldn't see the TV. And it looks like a talking Cheeto. But anyways, so, growing up, I was obsessed. And I still love reading them. And they're called creepypastas or urban legend type situations.
Channel on YouTube.
Yes, they have many creepypasta channels on YouTube, and it's usually live 24/7.
Explain to Olivia what YouTube is. She doesn't have a clue.
YouTube is what you're watching this on right now, Olivia. Also, we
go,
love
Olivia.
you, Olivia, just so you know. So basically, there was this one when I was
I'd
growing
say that
up.
out loud, but I blushed.
That I loved creepypastas growing up. There was like the Jeff the Killer one, and all these other different ones. And basically, creepypastas are just things. Preston just put Jeff. That's weird that I said that. Like Jeff the Killer. There was like a bunch of those things. And 1999 was a fantastic one that was actually based in Ontario, the story. And so they're basically just stories or urban legends that people come up with and you can write forums, stuff like that. And there's this one called the Russian Sleep Experiment. And the rundown of it is that this didn't actually happen, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if something like this in a way kind of did happen in some kind of way, or there was experimentation, and they're talking about Soviet paranormal experimentations, which would make a lot of sense with the so-called sleep experiments and stuff like that. So basically, the Russian sleep experiment talks about how they were prisoners of war, I believe it was, and the scientists, they locked them in a room. There was 3 of them.
And by the way, Madison is 18 years old, if anybody's wondering.
Yeah, I'm 18. And so they get these prisoners of war, and they say, if you do these experiments for us for a certain amount of days, we will let you go free. We will let you go free. No more jail time. Just come to this experiment for us. So the prisoners were like read about it and was like, okay, great. Okay, I'll come do the experiments for you guys. So they all go in and they go into this room. And I believe it was for 30 days where the scientist would administer into the room that they were in, and with the gas, it would make them stay awake, so they couldn't fall asleep. So it was an experiment being like, what happens to the brain and what happens to the body when the individual does not get sleep for 30 days. So they administered the gas in, and weird things started happening. They started hearing voices. They rubbed, so it was like a one-way glass type of thing. So it was like a mirror, but then the scientists can see inside. and the prisoners smeared their feces on the wall,
Did you
stick
say
newspapers.
smeared?
Yes.
That's quite. I'm gonna get a tattoo that says schmeared. I'm gonna get a tattoo that says schmeared Olivia. Schmeared Olivia right across my old. Do you want the bicep or do you want like the Tiger King guy just above his crotch region, like above with the arch?
Shoulder sounds good.
It's up to Olivia. I'm leaving that up to Olivia.
But then they put newspapers over it that they had, and they just started going crazy. They started eating each other.
Did you say eating each other?
The guy, and they heard weird voices and stuff like that.
Wow.
And so then when they finally, there's one guy left that was still alive, and they said, okay, you're allowed to go free because you did the experiment. And the guy said no. The guy did not want to leave, and it was like almost like he was possessed, and he didn't want to leave the room because he was used to the gas, and he said, oh, they wouldn't like that. Like, they wouldn't like whatever.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at Olivia's reaction.
But, like, with Hitler, he did experimentation. He did different experiments on individuals who were Jewish. What?
The
Tiger King spot is nice. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Jeez.
Oh no.
But, like, experimentation has been going on for a long time. But, so these documents, so I have 3 snapshots of documents here. This one says, now this is away from the Russian sleep experiment, and this is actually real life. And it says, in 1979, Soviet parapsychology research apparently began to move away from remote viewing and to focus extensively on behavior modification, subliminal suggestion, and electromagnetic effects on psychological behavior. In addition, a significant amount of study was devoted to the development of psychotronic generators, used to duplicate psychic effects. Sorry, it's just like when it's like a document, it's kind of like blurred together.
Yeah, it's a picture. She's reading off of.
A small handheld instrument at the Institute of Radio, Electronics, and Engineering in Moscow, which was able to move pieces of paper on the table across the room from the person holding the devices. The experiment was valid because it had been carried out under extreme, rigid, scientific, and controlled conditions. Ongoing work in the remote viewing research field. That's crazy.
Oh.
This is another one. It has Central Intelligence Agency. It has the seal on it. And
But
it says,
this is actual, just to throw this, I know I'm laughing and giggling, but this is actual, true, declassified, real government documents.
yeah.
This is what makes it like, what the fuck?
Soviet
what's up with that?
and
You're gonna go, what's up with that?
East European parapsychology research. And it said, some recent U.S. research suggests that it may be possible to use certain paranormal abilities for military or intelligence purposes. There are major uncertainties, however, about the extent to which such abilities exist, their reliability, and their mechanisms of operation. The practical utilization of these abilities has not yet been demonstrated conclusively. And then there's another one here, and it says black magic. Ooh.
Black magic. Like, think of all this. You can't blame them for trying this. Because what happens if, like, something was, like, legit? Like, black magic and witches have been, like, accused of that kind of shit. Like, the whole... This is what? The 1700s?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how about the whole witch trials of Salem?
Yeah.
But that... I think that the whole witch trial Salem's thing is more like women getting power, and the women getting power for Christianity and higher up religious people that scared the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh my god, powerful women must get rid of them.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder how much of that was actually legit, like black magic stuff. I don't know. Anyway, continue.
So it says black magic. About 1969, the Soviets reportedly established an official group in their covert program devoted to collecting information on black magic. This group, headed by D.G. Mirza, was given its own secret laboratory in Moscow and was assigned the tasks of identifying, locating, and evaluating the capabilities of sorcerers, witches, and the incantations used by such individuals. I did not say that word right. It is unlikely that this avenue of investigation has produced any applied paranormal systems.
RC, how you doing? Welcome.
Hey, RC. What's going on? But the data collected may have benefited other areas of research and may have improved their techniques for training subjects to acquire or improve paranormal abilities. Such research may still be included in the Soviet program. That's some weird stuff. That's interesting.
Isn't that like weird?
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy? And that's declassified real CIA intelligent stuff.
Damien.
What did Damien say?
When Damien put 69, laugh. When I said 1969 in my head, I'm like, nice.
See, Olivia and I are way too mature for that little small time stuff.
It's funny.
No, it's not.
RC! Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
RC!
I was joking, but damn.
Oh my gosh.
I will buy some vodka with it and I will drink it on air for you. I appreciate that. No, you have no clue. I'm seriously buying vodka with that shit.
Oh, you're my boy!
He gets 4 of them.
Oh, you're
You
my
get 4 of them
boy!
from him.
Thank you, sir. Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir. Oh, you're my boy! Thank you, sir.
RC, thank you so much. Very, very much appreciate that.
No, I'm like buying vodka with that shit. It's gonna happen. Now Olivia's gonna have to come back. Olivia is gonna turn on the bell now just to see my vodka stream.
RC!
Holy shit.
RC! Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Dang.
Very much appreciate that.
Word up, man.
Oh my gosh.
Word up. I appreciate that. You have no idea. I'm in desperate need of vodka right now, so I truly appreciate that. Times are tough. I need some freaking vodka in this house. So I appreciate that. I'm buying some freaking vodka. It's going to happen.
Very much appreciate that. Oh
And
my gosh.
Olivia thinks that tequila is probably my poison.
It is.
Fun fact. Vodka. I prefer vodka.
But like tequila gets you real rowdy. I'm gonna be 19 on August 4th.
Yeah, and this is when all hell's gonna break loose because in Canada, I can't even talk now for some reason. In Canada, let's try this again. Different provinces, like different states, our provinces are like states to you guys, have different rules for age of majority.
So
Alcohol, age of majority. In Ontario, where we are, Ontario, Canada, it's the same province that Toronto's in.
Tripper honey.
Is 19 years of age. If we went 8-hour drive away to Winnipeg, Manitoba, she could drink there. It's only 18 there, but it's 19 in the province.
19 in Ontario, but August 4th, I am going to be 19.
Thank you, RC. I truly appreciate that.
Yes,
you have no freaking idea.
Pardon me. Very much appreciate that. Very, very much so. Thank you so much. But yeah, like, experimentation has been going on, like, since forever that I know of. Experimentation has been going on.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out here. We barely get any super chats or anything going on, so
No.
But I believe what RC just dropped, I can officially say now, that's gave us our first payout for YouTube. There's a record for you right there.
Yeah.
So thank you, RC. RC, if you're still around, you just got us. What is it? Microsoft? Is that what it is? What do you get paid by? What's your
PayPal.
no?
No.
What company? YouTube's
Google?
Microsoft, or is it Google?
Google, I
Oh.
think.
I believe that just set us over to get us our first. Are you saying Molly's way more mature than me? That hurt so bad. I'm like hurting Olivia, but I wouldn't disagree with that like one bit. Yeah, she's definitely way more mature than I am. But RC, thank you. I really appreciate that. You're probably not even around still, but I am gonna buy some freaking vodka with it. I'm gonna buy a big ass bottle of vodka with it, and yeah, I'll do a vodka stream.
Yeah.
But I believe that just got us our first payout. So appreciate you.
Very much appreciate you.
Okay, continue on with your conspiracy.
So, hold on though. So, yeah, like experimentation has been going on for years and years. Different types of experimentations with, especially with experimentations saying. It took me a second. I was like, "What are you saying?" And then I
Olivia
caught
is
up.
so my type. Okay, anyway, throwing that out there.
Um,
Tell me, no, okay, wait. Do I have a type?
yes. Yes, you do.
I have a type.
You do. 100% have a type. But yeah, no, like experimentation has been going on for like ever now, seeing like, oh, like there's been experimentations done where can we put animal organs inside of a human? They realized, no, you cannot do that. But like they've tried so many different experimentations. So it doesn't surprise me the fact that they did dabble into
Okay,
this.
wait. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but she's saying you're way more mature than her 18-year-old son. You're only 20. How the hell does a 20-year-old have an 18-year-old son? It's not even possible. Yes, Damien, that's 100% true. That's why we're finally, after since November being actually monetized, we're getting our first $300 payout.
Yeah.
So there you go. Boom, shakalaka.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia, you're only 20. You can't have an 18-year-old son. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, like I'm not surprised that kind of experimentation has been done at all. But it's very interesting that it's actually been proven now that it actually has went down. So now, now, whoa, that's the wrong thing to click on. Hello. So now we're getting into the simulation theory. Now let me go here. Let me go here to my little notes here. So basically, where is it? I need to go back here. I lost it. Hold on. All right. So I'm moving this over. Moving that over. Put this here. Put that over there. For that. Okay. So basically, we're gonna get into the simulation theory here. So basically, the simulation hypothesis, or the simulation theory, proposes that all of reality, including the Earth and the universe, is in fact an artificial simulation, most likely a computer simulation. So you might think, whoa, that's like real far-fetched. Like that's like what do you mean that this isn't real? None of this is real. Tripper? No, thank you. Oh my lord. Tripper?
That's our cat
That's my cat.
being how she is.
Yeah.
Simulation theory. I see this is one theory I haven't heard about, so I'm kind of excited to learn about it.
We're gonna get into
We're just throwing stuff at the cat, and she doesn't give a shit. She's like, F you, I'm still gonna do it.
But yeah, so I'm gonna start off with Nick Bostrom.
Olivia, do you seriously have an 18-year-old? That doesn't make sense. What? It's not possible. So confused.
So we're gonna start off by talking about Nick Bostrom. Nick Bostrom is a Swedish philosopher at the University of Oxford, known for his work on existential risk and different principles, including writing a paper titled "Are You Living in a Computer Simulation?" He was born March 10th, 1973. He is aged 47
Did you hear
years
about
old.
Elon Musk is behind that too?
Yes, I have quotes from Elon Musk on here. And he was born in Sweden, so he is a Swedish
Tell Olivia when your birthday is.
philosopher.
Just throw it out there.
My birthday is August 4th,
And you're turning?
and I'm turning 18. No, I'm turning 19. I am 18. I'm turning 19. So, this is the little abstract of the Are You Living in Computer Simulation by Nick Bostrom. So this is kind of like where it starts off, because people have been speculating this for years now, but he wrote this paper and then people started dwelling into it more, being like, oh, so like the Nick Bostrom paper that he released really took off the theory, and that's when people started looking into it more. He said this paper argues that at least one of the following propositions is true. 1. The human species is very likely to go extinct before reaching a post-human stage. Number 2. Any post-human civilization is extremely unlikely to run a significant number of simulations of their evolutionary history or variations of thereof.
There's only
And 3.
There's only one of these that I can get behind, and I'll get to it.
And 3. We are almost certainly living in a computer simulation. And those are the 3 that he proposes. So either humanity's going to go extinct before you can even reach that level. 2, they're not going to even want, like, post-humans won't even want to create simulations. Mm-hmm. Or number 3, we are living inside of a simulation.
By a more intelligent, far advanced being?
It could be by a more far intelligence being. It would have to be because of the computing power, which I will get into.
Well,
and the technology that would be needed.
I would say if anything was happening, it would be already happening from a far more intelligence being, universe out there somewhere. To think we're the only ones out there is totally arrogant.
There's a quote. There's a famous quote.
I think it's very fucking, I'm going to say fucking, I'm dropping F-bombs, fucking arrogant and conceited and bullshit. Does anybody else in the chat think that we're the only ones in the universe? I want to know what everybody thinks in the chat, and we'll say it too. So,
there's a famous quote, and it says, 2 things are certain. Either we are alone in the universe, or we are not. And both are equally terrifying.
Yeah, that is really terrifying. Like, think about it. With all the different planets. And here's the thing, what I always wondered as a kid, like, looking... Like, they're like, oh, here's the 7 planets beyond Earth or whatever.
Yeah, in our solar system.
So how could there not be more past our solar system?
Right, and then they talk about how each star...
Okay, but let's say we can only say we found out the next 7 in the solar system. How can we say that's it? You can't. You can only see as far as you can see.
Like, there was...
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, what was it?
I can get behind this stuff. This stuff is kind of weird and wacky, but I can get behind it.
There was this... Kepler? There was some kind of...
See, Olivia agrees. We can't be the only ones, see?
There was some kind of space device...
I'm the only one on Earth?
That
I agree, RC. You probably are, because I'm nowhere on Earth at this point.
And
I'm on day 24 of lockdown. 24?
Hi.
I'm on day 24, RC.
And so basically, ow, you're scratching me. Why are you scratching me?
By the way, it's not me scratching her. I'm throwing
It's
that
my
out
cat.
there. It's the cat.
What is it, baby?
I had to throw that out there.
I
I'm
know.
not scratching
You can't go 10 minutes without attention. I know. Me.
Yeah, it sounds convenient.
Why is that me? I don't get attention for like 5 minutes. I'm like, give me attention. But yeah, like, little side note here. Okay. They went and they got this huge device and it soared through space and it brought back information to Earth about different stars and so basically suns. So the different stars and the planets revolving around those stars and how there would need to be what are the perfect conditions for Earth? Like what are the perfect conditions for livable habitat? And
Olivia, we appreciate
that's
you.
okay, Olivia.
No problem. Take care.
No problem. Thank you so much for showing up.
I'm shocked.
Appreciate you.
I'm shocked you stayed that long. So there's that. Take care.
Okay, Olivia. Whoop. I'm playing our own stuff. Okay, there you go. But Tripper, yes, hun. And
Have a great evening.
yes, have a great evening. And so they looked and there was like a few different planets that are, whoa, you cannot go up there, hun, where they're habitable for humans per se. They're the right amount of distance away from their star. They have some sort of atmosphere. And they have some sort of baby, you're gonna have to go over here, hon. You're distracting me. Some sort of habitable environment.
Once again, she's not talking to me. Someone up there.
And they have some sort of habitable environment. So each star that you see in the sky has planets or something that is like a planet revolving it. So that means there's so many different stars, so many different things. But it doesn't mean that if you see a star in the sky, that star is in existence at this current moment because of light years and how fast light travels, and if it's so many light years away. Mm-hmm. So say if it's 3 light years away, that means that it would take, for the light to travel, it would take 3 years. Or whatever, I think it is, something like that. So if you look at that and you see a star in the sky, that could just be a dead star. That could be a star that blew up,
I think it's
turned into a nebula.
I think it's funny that people are paying to have stars named after them. Like they're actually paying actual money.
Yeah. My cat keeps
Tripper,
jumping up
she's
on me.
obsessed.
So it doesn't mean that star is, like, alive. So they say, like, oh, well, if, say, aliens did exist and there was another one on a planet and they looked at Earth, they could be looking at Earth from, like, years ago, but that's just because of the light. So they'll be seeing Earth. So say they can see Earth, oh, I just seen the pyramids being built. The alien could be like, oh, the pyramids were just built, when really we're at this time, but they didn't get the visual until way later. It makes sense in my head, but it's not making sense when I say it. Anyways, let's get back to the simulation theory. But, so Nick Bostrom started talking about the simulation theory. People started talking about it and getting more into depth about it. And so, basically, let's go up here. Neil deGrasse Tyson did a little interview with Katy Perry.
People love having him on their shows, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And they were talking and stuff like that. We're going to ignore the fact that Katy Perry in the same interview asked if math was related to science. We're going to ignore that. Like, Neil deGrasse Tyson, when she asked it, he, like, gave her, like, an actual good answer and being like, well, math...
It was an a-hole about it?
No, he wasn't.
Well, that's good.
He was just like, well, math is, like, the fundamentals of everything that exists within this universe. Mm-hmm. Like, everything revolves around mathematics and stuff like that. So, yes, math is related to science and whatever. But he basically says, she says, are we living in a simulation? So this is what he says about it. Basically says, so you're playing Super Mario Brothers, okay? You're playing Super Mario Brothers. Mario runs around, jumps over the hill, jumps over everything, scurries to the edge, and then he comes back so he doesn't fall. So if you were in that game and you were a scientist inside of Super Mario Brothers, you would start asking yourself, what are the laws of physics in my world? So what can I do and what can't I do within my world? So how things move, how things jump, how things fall, and that's what you start learning about within this world that you are starting to realize, well, what are the physics of this world? So you code all the laws that are operating the world.
But that's your own world.
So that's the world. So get all the cheat codes, say, makes you better at the world, so there are tunnels and all this other stuff. So it's like, so you're a scientist trying to figure out how the world works. So basically saying, as the computing power gets more and more stronger, the storage capacity becomes greater. So in Mario, we could program characters that have free will. So say we create free will within these characters. They can go around, do whatever they want, and you let them go discover things, and they can create. And then they start creating simulations on their computers. So say you're there, you create a game where the individuals have free will, and in that game, those individuals start creating simulations within their world. So they start creating simulations now. And then they give them free will. So all the ones buried within simulations, kind of like the Russian doll type situation. So someone's there, they create a simulation where the individuals have free will. In the simulation that they created, the individual creates a simulation where those individuals have free will, and it continues down and down, as I said, like the Russian dolls. Tripper! Going down, just like the Russian dolls. So there's simulation inside simulation inside simulation inside simulation, whatever, right? So Neil deGrasse Tyson says, if you lay out all the simulations on the floor, you lay out all the simulations on the floor, and you throw a dart, is it more likely to land on a simulation, or is it more likely to land on the one true, real world?
Oh my god, that's scary. That you're saying that. That's scary.
What is it more likely to land on? The dart is more likely to land on a simulation than to land on the one real world who actually created the simulations. So it's a hypothesis, and it's hard to fake. And so Neil deGrasse Tyson says, you know that when the world gets very weird now and then, like the world just gets real weird, and it's just like, what's going on? Like with this coronavirus stuff. Like with the coronavirus stuff, the world's getting pretty weird. Right? What are you doing?
Don't ask.
It's so loud.
Don't ask anybody. Holy trip.
But, so what happens when all this weird stuff starts happening in the world? So say like coronavirus. Like that's just so weird. And Neil deGrasse Tyson says, what if it's just the programmer getting bored? Like they're just getting bored and being like, like this simulation is, I'm kind of bored with this. Let me throw in a hurricane here. Or let me throw in a global pandemic and just watch it fold out. Because they're bored. They're bored because they're watching a simulation and just going down. And they're like, well, let's mess things up a little bit.
Really? That's scary. The fact that, like this coronavirus thing could be caused by a simulation saying, let's throw a pandemic in the mix to fuck shit up.
To spice things up because we're bored.
Wow.
So then Elon Musk comes around and he goes on the Joe Rogan podcast and they start talking. And Elon Musk says, well, the argument for the simulation, I think, is quite strong.
But explain to them who Elon Musk is. Let's get to that.
So basically Elon Musk...
he's one of the most intelligent men in the world. Let's face it.
Elon Musk, he created Tesla.
It's Tesla theory, right? Tesla?
Yeah, he created Tesla, which is the very famous electric car brand. That's a very intelligent vehicle that can drive itself. If someone has a Tesla and they park their car in the parking lot and say it's like starting to rain and they're like, oh darn it, it's raining, they can click a button on their phone and the car will drive to them. And the car will just drive up to them and they can just put their groceries in the car or whatever. So that's like an example of that. Lots of other stuff. But yeah, he's very smart. He's created multiple different things. He's I think is he like a billionaire? I think he's like a billionaire.
He must be a billionaire.
He must be a billionaire. But so he said, well, the argument for the simulation I think is quite strong. Because if you would assume any improvements at all over time, so say by 1%, even just 0.1%, and extend that time frame, then it slowly starts progressively getting better and better and better and better. So if you assume any rate of improvement from reality or civilization, so either civilization will end or we will continue to improve. And if those two things occur or both, then we are most likely living within a simulation. Elon Musk says that there's about a 1 in 1 billion chance that we are in base reality. Elon Musk says that there's a 1 in 1 billion chance that we are in base reality. And the math adds up. If you look throughout history, throughout time, and you think about, okay, this is an example that someone used. Minecraft. Minecraft is a huge game. It's a humongous game that basically almost everybody knows about. So, say if someone created a simulation saying the year 2020 is a simulation game. So the year 2020 is a simulation game.
All right.
So they create that game and they start selling it to people. So the simulation 2020 game. So a bunch of people, so say millions of people own this game called Simulation 2020. So there's all these simulations of this year going on. And then there's just like one real actual year 2020. So it's like a history book. And that's kind of what Nick Bostrom was saying, is like it's a simulation of somebody looking back into their evolutionary past. So like say Red Dead Redemption as an example. With Red Dead Redemption, it's showing it in like the 1800s. So like 1890 something-ish I think it's in. But it's showing like all the way back then, and you're like living it. You're like living through it. So you're playing the game, you're on your horse and all this other stuff. So like you're living through that. So that would be like, say like the simulation, say, and stuff like that. So there's a famous YouTube channel called Vsauce, and they do different hypothetical things and stuff like that, being like, well, what if we all jump on Earth at the exact same time? Like, what would happen? And they look at the physics and the laws of it. And so Vsauce came together with In a Nutshell, and they're two different YouTube channels, and they both came together and they did a two parts to a video about the simulation theory. On the Vsauce channel, they say, so you might be like, well, how can you simulate everything at once? How can someone simulate everything at once? That makes no sense. Vsauce says, not everything needs to be rendered, needs to exist simultaneously for every user in this simulation. Think of VR. If you're looking in front of you, what's behind you isn't necessarily rendered. It hasn't become real. It is until you turn your head that it comes into existence, and what was just in front of you is now gone. So the question becomes, how do you know anything exists when you're not looking at it?
That's deep.
So say neither of us are in the bathroom right now. Neither of the cats are in the bathroom right now. How do we know that the bathroom is actually existent? We just know that because of what we learn. We learn, okay, like we've learned, oh, that's where the bathroom is. And you learn the map and being like, hey, this is where the bathroom is. This is where my room is. Tripper, no thank you, honey. Give me a second here. No. Stop it. You need to be stopped. Stop it. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Honey, no. So how do you know anything exists when you're not looking at it? You don't. There's no way to possibly prove that. Right? You might think, oh, a camera. Like, oh, just take a camera.
I agree.
Right? You might be like,
know.
oh, just take a camera. But, like, you still don't see it. So how do you know it exists? So it also talks, it's like the technological version of
You're pretty pumped up. about this whole thing.
solipsism, which is the idea that only your own mind is certain to exist.
Wow, that's deep.
So how do you know that anybody else around you is truly real when you only...
So I'm looking at you now, questioning my whole life.
Yeah.
So this is happening right now. Are you even there laughing at me? Thanks for that. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I hope you're happy. Quick, RC, give me another 25. I need more vodka.
So...
Oh, good God. I need more vodka now.
So then in a nutshell comes around and they say, what about small things like cells or bacteria? Right?
Right.
We don't really need them. When you use a microscope, what you see could be instantly created. Same with the atoms in the chair you could be sitting on right now. So you would not need to simulate quadrillions of atoms. You would not need to simulate all of those little tiny details. You just need the outermost layer of it. It might be empty inside. So the chair, this microphone, so say this brush right here could be completely empty inside and could only have the outside of it until you decide to break it open.
That's deep, man. I don't know if I can... I'm not going to sleep tonight. I hope you're happy. If you put your dad in a mental institution, it's all your fault.
So you might think...
And then I'll be in the mental institution looking at the nurse. Is that nurse real? Is the doctor really talking? Thanks for that. Thanks.
But, like, you might be like, oh, well... Oh, my body is filled with organs. My body is filled with all these bubbly things. But it might just be empty inside until it's opened.
Just like I am. I'm empty inside.
Me. Oh my gosh, that's me. So like, oh, this. So what I see of it right now, it could just be as it is. And then when I look inside of it, oh, it's hollow. So then your brain knows.
It's like me, I'm hollow and empty inside. This is I can like relate to this.
It's a mood.
Yeah, I'm in a mood.
So you see something and you're like, I know there's something inside of it. I know there's batteries within this mouse. But it doesn't even exist right now. The batteries don't exist until I decide to open up, and then you can see the batteries, and then when you close it, the batteries cease to exist. Because in the simulation, you don't have to have the batteries in there until it's decided to be opened. So,
Wow.
in a nutshell, has 5 different assumptions. Assumption 1 is that it is possible to simulate consciousness. Assumption 2, technological progress will not stop anytime soon, so we will continue to technologically evolve. Assumption 3, advanced civilizations don't destroy themselves. Assumption 4, super advanced civilizations want to run simulations. And assumption 5, if there are a lot of simulations, you're probably inside of a simulation. So if there's so many simulations, there's only one real reality. How are you certain that you're in that one reality when the odds are like, could be 1,000,000,000 to 1, as Elon Musk says? So then it brings in the thing where it's like, there's a lot of things that it brings in. It's like, well, how do you have that computing power? Because you need like trillion to the trillion to the trillion to trillion of computing power to be able to create such a universe, especially if it's not just you that's simulated, but it's everybody around you that's also simulated. How is that possible? And they say, oh, it's impossible. But it technically isn't impossible. With the Mataroska brain, they call it, is the theoretical megastructure made up of billions of parts orbiting a star, feeding on its regulation. A computer of this scale would have enough power to simulate many thousands, if not millions, of humanities at the same time. So they came up with a theoretical megastructure that when you take different parts and you put it around a star, it feeds off the radiation, creating a supercomputer basically in the sky. So it talks about that, and it's like, well, there's a lot of things. Some scientists say it's impossible. Bill Nye says there's no way to really 100% know.
Obviously.
There's no way to 100% know.
100% know anything.
But then they start bringing in, if the simulation theory, say, is proven. Yeah. So say if it's proven, that would also make the multiverse theory be technically true. Because that means that there's multiple universes, also multiple simulations going on. Because they say, oh, you're deja vu. When you have deja vu, it's just another you in another universe, just like experiencing that same thing at the same time as you. And stuff like that. But it's like crazy to think about how it's like, well, how do we 100% know? Because if the developer would change something within the world, it wouldn't be something big. It wouldn't be something humongous. It would be something small, microscopic. Like, it would just be a little thing every once in a while. So then whoever's inside the simulation doesn't I just said like stroke. Doesn't technically get suspicious of anything. Which I'm going to quickly dabble into this and then we're going to wrap it up here. The Mandela effect talks about how people believe that Nelson Mandela actually died in prison, and it was actually written in a book that he died in prison, but then he died later on, after his presidency, I believe it was. So he died then, so that's when the Mandela effect came into play, where it's like, oh, that's weird how a bunch of people remember that he died in prison, but really he didn't. So then it talks about, oh, well, with different things, like when I was growing up, I knew of a show called the Berenstain Bears. It's not called the Berenstain Bears, it's called the Berenstain Bears, but it's just a small thing that's changed. So they're thinking, what if in the simulation, that's just one of the things that was changed? And then people started recognizing, that's weird that changed, because I remember it as something different.
That's cool that how the Mandela effect is connected to the simulation thing. There you go. I didn't know that.
But yeah, it's crazy stuff. Oh, also little tidbit. How do you know that your blue is my blue?
Don't know.
You don't know.
Will know.
Because when you're getting taught the colors, they point on a color wheel. That's blue. So
you learn that's blue.
You learn that that's blue because they pointed to it, and you're like, oh, that's blue. So my blue might be your yellow or something like that.
Sure.
But yeah, anyways, so.
See, everybody, smash that thumbs up button on your way out. Appreciate you. There's a little simulation theory for you on your way out. And if you watch the replay, leave a comment. And RC, thank you for dropping the $50
Thank
bomb.
you so much.
I'm going to go buy some vodka with it. I really am.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we will see you here next time.
Take care.
Bye.